What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Man, first off, I'm jealous as heck, man. I know we on our virtual tip right now, but I'm looking at the palm trees and that sunshine behind you like, yo, what's going on here, man?
Just loving life. The weather's amazing down here in Florida.
I tell you what, it looks great. That's all I'm saying. Like, man, I feel like I should have took the vacay with you. Like, man, hey, listen, wifey, I know I just got back from my 30-day hiatus. I know I miss y'all, but Deke going to Florida. I need to go down here with them. Is that okay, babe? I should have hit her with that one because you looking real plush down there, man.
Hey, you know what they got down here, too? I think it's exclusive to Florida, and maybe there's some other states, but they have a Mountain Dew alcohol.
What?
Made in those cans. You know how they're starting to do, like Bud Light's doing those hard sodas and stuff, but they have this Mountain Dew one that I don't think we can get up in Pennsylvania. So they have like the Baja Blast. They don't have Code Red. It's like a raspberry or a strawberry. Also just the OG flavor. And then there's like a lemon one too. And they're unreal. We've been on that. That's all we've been doing this whole weekend up to this point. So Monday to Friday, we got like free time, but all we've been doing is really doing stuff for the wedding, but those have been a staple for us for sure.
Nah, I like it, man. And I will say
you would have enjoyed it down here.
The stash, bro. Well, I'm seeing the stash look, bro.
I told you it's back.
I'm telling you, you look legit, D. You look real legit right now, man.
Do we keep it or is it just a Florida thing?
Man, I think you should keep it. I'm seeing EW says you just need a little thin gold. Hey, EW says you need a thin gold link chain and a cigar, and that'll complete the look.
I know, that's what I'm missing a chain. I am. Maybe I'll pick one of those up down here. I absolutely missing a chain.
So I'll just pick one of them up. Don't worry about it.
I told you, I probably just spent about $100 in Walmart when we got down here and just a bunch of stuff. I told you my packing habits. Like I just packed a bunch of golf shirts and then I bought some white beaters.
Did everything work out? Were you on time? I know, when we were recording, we were like, man, all right, you ain't packed check. You haven't done this.
I was waiting for my dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was one of those. He called me. He's like, I'm like, yeah, we're all waiting on you. I'm here.
Hey, I like it, man. I like it. Well, shoot. I'm happy for you, man. Enjoy.
How's everything back home, man?
Man, honestly, dude, it's been fun, but it's been up and down, man. Up and down because it was a unique sports weekend for me. We know the Final Four took place, not just for the men's, but we also had the women's championship as well for basketball. And every once in a while, I like to come up out the pocket and have a little bit of fun, with the homies at DraftKings. So, of course, I was like, dude, no way they're going to lose to UNC in Coach K's last game. It cannot be. It's impossible. So I put the money down on Duke, thinking that was a surefire bet. Then I tried to outsmart myself and bet against my heart, and I went with Villanova. I said, Villanova's been playing great defense, man. I know they're going to get the job done. Don't trip on it. And I also said, UConn women's basketball team in the championship game was 11-0. I was like, I know that South Carolina has a better squad. I know they got Aaliyah Boston, who's a beast. But I was like, you know what? This is UConn women's basketball in the championship. They don't lose. So it just turns out I went 0-3 on the weekend, man, with my sports bets. But I did get to watch WrestleMania with the kids, and they had a blast with that. So that was like the highlight. So that's why I said it was up and down. But as a whole, man, I can't complain, man.
What's your take on WrestleMania? That's all I'm seeing on Twitter. I'm seeing McAfee.
WrestleMania was live, bro. It was live.
They're saying he did a stunner, amazing, or something like that.
And he got
seeing
stunnered.
Beer falling all over his face.
Yeah, he got stunnered by Stone Cold. Stone Cold killed the show both Saturday and Sunday night, man. It was awesome, man. Seeing Stone Cold come back out there was like nostalgia. You know what I mean? Like all that started popping back up. But yeah, man, McAfee, not only did he wrestle yesterday versus Austin Theory, he beat Austin Theory. Then he ends up going against Vince McMahon. McMahon beats him. And then after that, they all celebrating at the end because Stone Cold comes out and does his thing. So he's like, oh, I'm going to drink a beer with Stone Cold. Goes to drink the beer. Stone Cold hits stunner, spits the beer out. It was beautiful, man. Like, McAfee definitely sold it. But I was really impressed with not just McAfee, but dude, Logan Paul.
I was going to ask you about him. How do you feel about Logan Paul being in it?
I was surprised at how athletic he looked. Like, he looked legit like he belonged. Like, I could see him if he was no longer a YouTuber and that was your first time seeing him, you would think he was a wrestler. Like, his physique, his athletic ability, his just ring generalship, jumping off the rope stuff. Like, yo, he looked legit. I was surprised. I was definitely surprised. Me and the kids was like, Okay, and they look like, Dad, he's a YouTuber. You next? I'm like, no.
That's what we need, bro. Come on, you need to be on that.
Not at all, baby, not at all.
You wouldn't do that. I mean, it is Asian stuff, but you think it takes too much out of you then?
No, it definitely, it's staged, but they still are going through those stunts. So, like, when they're landing, like, the one dude in the first match blew his knee out. You know what I mean? Like, he's holding the guy on his back, another guy jumps on his back, and you literally see quad, knee, pop, buckle, and yeah, that dude, I think he said tore his quad and patella tendon. I'm like, bro, I'm not dealing with none of that. I look at some of these people jumping off the rope, hitting the side. I mean, dude, like, at this stage, my body don't need no other physical contact. You feel me? The only contact I want is with my wife, and she always touches me nicely. Okay, so that's the only contact I'm looking for right now, man.
It would be legendary, though, bro. Hey, if they asked you, dude, you would think about it a little bit, huh?
Of course, I would think about it. But this is the thing, though. Funny, as like former NFL player, we get offers to join like the WWE and do like their circuit because they're always saying they're looking for high end athletes. So every year I get an email and it's like, hey man, they're doing, they're looking for former NFL athletes to come out here because we got the size, the physique, the toughness and all this other stuff. And they're like, yeah, you'll go to the training camp, they'll spend everything, take care of you, and from there, man, they'll have you turn around the little circus and build your way up. And I'm just like, I don't want to do that, bro. Like, I'm cool, but we get the offers, and I have the offers, but I'm like, I'm good, man. I don't want to do that. I'm cool on anything physical right now, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we got the podcast.
Absolutely. Hey, and I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just keep rocking on this podcast. We're going to keep reacting to some of this stuff, but trust me, I don't want any of this for myself. No, not me, baby. Not me. So with that being said, man, let us know where y'all are tuning in from, man. Hopefully I'm down there in sunny Florida with my man Deke. You know what I mean? Who knows? Y'all might link up or something. But anywho, let us know where you're tuning in from, and we will give y'all that big boy shout out, baby.
All right.
Well, hey, Donald Copeland talking about wrestling names for Moats. What would my nickname be? I would have to come up with a good nickname for myself now that I think about it.
Do they have some in here? What did he say?
I seen Lonnie wrote
King Arthur. King Arthur.
I saw that. Oh, Rod Dollar says Monster Moats. Ooh, the Monster Moats.
It's got to be King Arthur.
King Arthur's fire, bro. Yes.
You versus Derrick Henry for the crown. How about that one?
Hey man, I got a DDT. I got a DDT Henry? Game. Listen, my DDT game is fire. You feel me? Like, I hit him with a tombstone. Telling you, but I don't know if I want to be a heel or a superstar. That's my issue, because like part of me loves the superstar life, oh, everybody cheering for me, kissing the babies, but at the same time I feel like in wrestling the heel is low-key fire. The bad guy, come on, man. Like, I don't know, man. The Artisan, shout out to
the Artisan.
I like that one. That's clean, dude. That is clean.
Or you just go Master Moats.
That works too. That definitely works. And I got a lot more room with my costumes with that as well. I feel like with King Arthur, I'm gonna be kind of like boxed into one. Master Moats, I can go a couple of ways with that thing right there. Or I might just be like Mankind and have like multiple alter egos. Mankind, Dude Love, Cactus Jack. So I could be Monster Moats, Master Moats, King Arthur. I can just kind of like play with it a little bit. Motorboat. Listen. I'm not mature enough to be called the motorboater, okay? For all my OG wrestling fans out there, it was a guy by the name of Al Snow. He would come on, he says, what did everybody want? And he had a little mannequin. It was just the head. So everybody wants head. What does everybody need? Head. And that was his thing. If I'm called the motorboater, trust me, I'm going to be coming up with something reckless just like that. I'm probably going to get divorced because wifey's going to be like, yo, you have lost your mind. So it's best that I not be called the motorboater, okay? I'm trying to keep myself, married.
Moat seems like a cutter type of guy. What does that mean?
Where did you see that at? Let's see.
Nick, why?
You said, cutter
is that a certain type of move or a certain type of archetype?
I don't even see. A cutter type of guy? I'm not sure. And I mean, because I think of like the diamond cutter, but that's like Diamond Dallas Page. That's old school as well. So I really don't know what he means by that, man. I don't know. But man, y'all got me thinking about some bad things. The motorboater, man. I'm just having my wife be like my escort to the ring every time, and then we both gonna get thrown out the family because kids be like, "Yo, mom, dad, y'all doing way too much PDA, okay? Way too much." It'd be like my superpower. Like, I'm ready. Let's go.
Hey, so look, if anything, it sounds like WWE's like back though. There's a lot of buzz.
Oh no, for fact, man. Fact, it's definitely back, man. They've done a good job of, coming back. With just new storylines, man. The characters, like everybody involved right now, man. They're definitely at a high. I mean, I'm definitely digging it, man. And it's diverse too. Like, funny thing, man. My little man G. So he was getting so worked up in some of these matches, we actually saw tears come out his eyes. He had a meltdown for one match, bro. And it caught me by surprise because it was Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair. So, as we, continue the job before we start this show off, I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm rooting for Charlotte Flair because I'm like, yo, I love your dad. Your dad was Ric Flair. So, of course, I'm rooting for Charlotte. But my kids, because they grew up watching UFC with me, they like Ronda Rousey. Right. I didn't realize this. So in the match, Ronda technically won because she made Charlotte tap, but the referee was down. So she didn't get out. So instead, when Ronda goes to wake the referee up, Charlotte, just like her dad, hits a little dirty move and wins. I'm over here like, yeah! Man, Gray lost it. Oh, she cheated! Like, he's going like full on tear stumping every little muscle in his body. He's flexing. I'm like, bro, I had no clue it was that serious. And I'm like, yo, come here, man. Let's talk to me real quick. It's like, what's going on, man? He's like, no, Dad, this is Ronda. I like Ronda. She's the greatest. I'm like, in UFC, sure. Not necessarily in WWE, but okay, so don't worry about it. He was like, no, Dad, Charlotte cheated. I just can't stand when they cheat. Like, I was like, yo, I had no clue. But it reminded me of like when I was a kid, and I'm like, yo, I used to watch wrestling and be the same way. Like, you get invested in that thing. So it was really cool to see that part, but I was laughing so hard on the inside, and he was absolutely pissed. Yeah.
Let me get some of these chats here.
Yeah, let's do it,
We got a person following in your footsteps.
Uh-oh.
And a couple others. A la Mitch Trubisky and also Levi Wallace.
Okay.
Nikki Gichel from Buffalo, the 716, looking to move to Pittsburgh this summer.
Let's get it.
Mitch factor.
It's definitely
that Mitch and Moats factor,
man. Mitch is bringing us all down here, man. Levi said he came because of that. All of the Chicago Bears are coming over here because of Mitch. I'm telling you, man, Mitch is the leader. He's a leader of men.
Micah Hemp, Johnstown, PA. Appreciate you tuning in. The 814.
Yes, indeed. Let's get it.
Maxwell Cabby the third, 678, Atlanta, Georgia. Rod Dollars, he's always tuning in.
ATL in the house.
330 Southside, Youngstown, Ohio.
Let's get it. Also see Frank K over here from the 520 Tucson, Arizona. Then I can't forget about my man Trevin Kenchilo. I think I said your name the right way. The 702 Sin City. Still got more Steelers fans out here than Raiders fans. Of course. Absolutely. Then we also have
good to hear. Yeah.
No, I'm definitely liking that, man. We need to hit Vegas, man. Sooner rather than later, but we'll see one day. Then we got Edwin Mendoza, Santa Ana, California, the 714. And then I'll stop on Michael Maurer in the 712, Council Bluffs, Iowa. I've actually never heard of Council Bluffs, Iowa before, man. Shout out to you, though, Michael, man. There you go, man. I learned my geography through the chat. I'm just throwing it out there. And then Deke helps me with the time. That's why I always ask Deke, what time is it in Europe? What time is it in Germany? And he'd be like, yo, it's this time. I'm like, yo, great. Appreciate y'all, man. Yeah.
I do my best.
You know what I mean? You
I'll
got
say
the juice,
more. Bro? Yeah. I'll say a few more than what? Super chats?
Yeah, that works. Yep.
Jacob Malacio, 919, and seeing the house as always. Tony Daniel, the 610, the SIP. I'm guessing Mississippi. Oh, yeah. Samurai Finn, 253, Seattle, baby.
Let's get it.
The last one, I'll finish with Hollywood, 931. He says 931 in the building, checking in from Columbia, Tennessee. Big fan of the show. Thanks,
I like that. I'm not going to lie. I'm low-key surprised because as we were going through, I'm looking through the chats, I was seeing a lot of wrestling, like, talking here. Let me find out y'all actually rock with the WWE type stuff, man. Here I was thinking that's just my little like guilty pleasure over here, and I was trying to be shy about it. Let me find out y'all getting it in like that, man. I like y'all for that even more. Y'all making me happy. Talking about my finisher moves and everything, man. Let's get it.
My first super chat. There's been a few that came in. I hope I didn't lose it. I'm at official momentum. Is that right?
Yeah. That should be it. Where Deke Moats was good.
I should be able to rattle all these off then. Deke Moats was good. Happy Monday. Yep. Will Minka sign or walk? Come on, he's signing. See Joe Money wanting to play in the MLB. Who's Joe Money? And then also best pizza in the Berg is Pizza House. I don't know who Joe Money is.
Now, I'm assuming Joe Money is Joe Hayden? It got to be Joe Hayden, right?
There's no way.
The MLB? I mean, he's a great
That athlete, is a tough transition.
But I was about to say, man, you think about like guys like Russell Wilson who, was drafted to the MLB and stuff like that.
In the first round, right?
Yeah, he's not even doing that. Like, what?
Did Joe Hayden get drafted and we missed something?
Bro, I don't know, bro. That's a lot. And I know he ain't going right to the majors. He's going to be in like the single A, double A, one of them, man.
That's what I mean.
Sheesh. That's a different lifestyle for Joe. Joe is accustomed to a different lifestyle than that single and double A life, man. Greyhound buses, sharing rooms, them little hotels. Come on, man. Joe ain't about that life. Joe my dog, but that ain't what he does, man.
Unless he's talking about Joe Schobert, Joe Burrow. Man, like, what other Joes do we know? And it's not Joe Burrow. Yeah, the only Joe Money I refer to is Joe Hayden. That's because you look at what he's made throughout his years. That was paid, all right? But yeah, other than him, I don't call it. Joe Schobert, definitely not Joe Money. And Joe Burrow, that's cool, Joe, if anything, yeah. What's your take on Minkah, sign or walk? I think if anything, that's what's the holdup for this Matthew deal is what some people are saying is the Minkah potential extension. I think we're really going to take care of Minkah. I definitely think we will.
Yeah. Minkah's priority number one right now. Before you talk about a Tyrann Mathieu, before you bring back a Terrell Edmonds, you want to make sure you secure Minkah and, he's compensated at a level that he's going to be fine with for the next couple of years. So I do think that's priority number one. But when you think about what Kevin Colbert said, if I remember correctly, he doesn't have to. He's not even thinking about doing this deal just yet. Because when Kevin Colbert was asked about Deontay Johnson, he said, when it's time to extend guys, we're trying to do that after the draft, after free agency. So, once again, with this, could it have an effect on Tyrann Mathieu and that element of the signing? Sure, but this isn't something that's at the forefront of their mind right now, just based on what Kevin Colbert said. That should be taking place more close to the draft. After the draft, excuse me.
Well, I guess there's two things with that. One is they could probably finagle it to say, like, all right, this is the ballpark of where we want this Minkah extension to look like. Mm-hmm. So we'll just project that. So we could still sign Matthew, but we just got to have an eye out for that down the line. Yeah. Exactly. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing is, I think I heard, I don't know, it's just so much stuff out there right now on the internet. Who knows what's, I think Tyrann Mathieu, I don't know if this was a dream or not either. I think he said he was waiting to sign after the draft. I think he said that. So I don't think he's in a rush either.
Yeah, I don't think he's in a rush. I technically didn't hear that, but I do know that he is shopping around. And just with that being the case, if he's listening to other offers, we could be saying that we'll give him 10 or 11. But if he's hearing somebody else say 11 or somebody else saying 12 or they're structuring the contract differently, that also could play into it. But for him, it might be smarter to wait until after the draft because right now, if a team feels like they can draft a guy, then maybe they don't want to pay a premium for Tyrann Mathieu. But after the draft, think about us, for example. If we don't sign Tyrann Mathieu, we don't bring back Edmonds, we don't touch strong safety, and we don't hit on anybody in the draft, that makes us have to overpay for a safety in free agency again. Once the draft is over, it forces your hand in that regard. So if a guy like Tyrann Mathieu is saying that, hey, my number is here, but teams aren't really trying to pay that, but okay, it's probably two safeties that are going to come in and be starter caliber. Everybody else is just, hit or miss. Well, shoot, you just play your hand and you just wait. Because as soon as that's done and those two guys are picked up, man, I'm going to have to be paid because these teams don't have any other option. So that could also be working in his favor as well and also playing into why he hasn't signed anywhere just yet.
Any take on the Pizza House?
You better believe I have a take on that.
I've never had it.
I am a Fiore's guy. Fiore's, okay? Not the Berg Pizza House, not Minio's, because I know some people out here that love Minio's. No. Fiore's. That is pizza numero uno for moi. I'm slightly biased because I have worked with them in the past. They let me get in the kitchen, and I didn't make anybody sick, and I didn't burn the place down. So I happen to like them a lot. But yeah, I'm a Fiore's guy, man. Give me Fiore's any day of the week. What about you, man? What's your
America?
Take?
Is that in the nation? Is it best in the nation?
In the nation? You know what, man? I can't say best in the nation because obviously I still got love for a couple of spots in Buffalo. And for a fact,
pizza. I would have expected wings, but you're saying
no.
Pizza.
Pizza and wings. Buffalo's pizza and wings. Don't get it twisted. Yeah. Because it's a spot in Buffalo called Lenova, and I'll give you a run for your money. That's all I'm saying, baby. I like it. But Fiore's is fire. Fiore's is my favorite Pittsburgh spot. Then I'll leave it at that. Okay. But yeah, it's a couple of spots in Buffalo that I think of as well, man. But yeah, what's your take, man?
I think I'm with you. On Pittsburgh pizza, yeah, Fiore's. But you know my whole take about Pizza Hut. Like if I had one pizza before I died, it's gonna be Pizza Hut. So.
I cannot stand you, bro. Like what?
In terms of Pittsburgh ones, though, yeah, Fiore's. I think Campini's is kind of underrated.
Give me Pizza Hut as my last. Yo.
Yeah.
Me and wifey literally just drove by Pizza, and I hope Pizza Hut's not a sponsor, so I can just be candid. Man, I used to love Pizza Hut, and I think it was because when I was a kid, we never could get it. So it was like that big deal, like, oh, you only get Pizza Hut once a year. So every time you got it, it was just amazing. But as I've gotten older, I've realized, man, Pizza Hut is great with commercials, but the pizza never looks like it does in the commercials when I get it. And I don't know what it is, if they're discriminating on me, if it's because, I like them to deliver like 30 pizzas at once. I don't know. But their quality hasn't been the same for me as an adult compared to my adolescence. So, yeah, once again, give me Fiore's. And if we're going commercial like that, I low-key would rather have Papa John's or Domino's, okay? That's just how I feel about it. I'm a 5.55 type of guy. Got me through college my senior year. Give me the 555 piece, baby. Okay?
Papa John's, not my favorite, because we had that every Friday in school growing up. It was Papa John's. Like, I got sick of that really quick.
Man, and then got the Domino's. Actually, I don't mind Domino's. You dip it in the garlic. Oh, man,
I don't mind Domino's, bro. At the end of the day, it's pizza. Like, if someone brought over Papa John's right now, I'd eat it. But yeah, that's Pizza Hut for commercial. Pittsburgh, I think you're right, Fiore's. Campini's underrated. Beto's obviously got its own little unique spin with the cold cheese on top. Always like that. I hate the tomatoes, though. Absolutely hate them. But apparently you could get tomatoes. You could get it without tomato. I think you can request that. Someone told me that. Okay. I think they installed a new law there.
Because we know you do not do tomatoes, condiments.
I'm a picky eater.
Yeah, that is not your thing, man.
Eater.
For the future Miss Deke out there, just know Deke is a picky eater, okay? He don't want any sauce on his tacos. Give him just cheese, okay? All right, keep it real chill for that man.
Derek Nelson. Deke got that Magnum PI stash. LOL.
Bro, you do. But that's your look, though, bro. You pull it off. You pull it off, man.
I feel like we're getting closer to football season.
Yeah, you definitely pulling it off, man.
That's what the stash means. I appreciate it. Official momentum. He says, is that Deke or Andy Reid in Florida? Oh man, he's calling me fat.
Yo.
Oh, check out my brother Chris Myers, a.k.a. Ambition the Kid, on Crazy Bones' new album. Crazy Melodies Volume. I don't know what number volume it is, but dropping April 22nd. Anyway, the draft's coming up. How about Malik to the Berg? I'm not opposed to Malik, but still not really for drafting a quarterback. But if it is him, I'll be a little amped.
Yeah. Well, and also say this, man. Shout out to your brother, man. We need to check out the album, even though my man Deke said, I don't know what volume it is. Like, who says that? Stop that, Deke. Stop it.
There's no, isn't there supposed to be a volume number?
I know it is. But you don't got to call it out like
volume number 2, volume 3.
So you just roll with it, man. I don't know what volume this is. It's one of these volumes. It's like, geez,
I don't want to say it's the wrong one.
But Malik to the Berg, I mean, obviously, yeah, if we did take him, we wouldn't hate it. We do think of the quarterbacks, he has the most upside, and that's what we've talked about him and why the Steelers have talked about him ad nauseum. We just personally don't like it as much because it seems like a little overkill when you bring in Mitch Trubisky as well. It's like, man, we know that Malik probably is not going to play early on this season. And if he does take over, it's probably because the guy that we had out there at the beginning is doing bad. And the team is not looking the way we want them to look. So for me, man, I was cool on the Malik thing once we picked up Mitch. I'm all in on riding with Mitch, Mason, or Haskins, whoever we want to have out there. But at the same time, I think that for that first round draft pick, I would much rather have it at a position that can come and help us out right now. Whether you're talking wide receiver, whether you're talking a D lineman, what do we say? Safety as well, right? Corner potentially. Like, you still got a lot more other options that I think you could go with to really help this year versus Malik, where I think he's going to sit for a little bit, man.
Yep, I share the same sentiment.
Yeah.
Official momentum. Real talk. Got to meet y'all when the season starts. Our stairway to 7. Also, no lie, Moats low-key looks like Akon. Have you ever gotten that before? Akon.
Not at all, bro. I wish it Akon. Bro, convict
Who have
music.
You gotten?
I've always
gotten in terms of lookalikes?
Because I used to have long hair. So Pusha T, that's the rapper from the Clips.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Pusha T. Booger T is another one because I used to have I wore the cornrows, or I'd also wear plaits, but I would make them look like they're dreads. So very similar with that. So I would get Booker T, I would get Pusha T, and I'm trying to think. It was another actor dude, but I don't even remember his name, but he was another guy as well, man. Yep.
Who have I gotten? Seth Rogen. I definitely got Rogen.
Seth is your look, bro.
Who did they say?
I like the Slim Andy Reid though. You could be a Slim Andy Reid.
That's a funny one. That is a funny one. Yeah. I saw that. Deke looks like Andy Reid on Nutrisystem.
Well, Slim fast, man. Yeah, that intermittent fasting to help Deke out.
Black and yellow Texas Steel. I think I'm still right.
Yeah, you're still good. Yeah,
I'm rolling through these.
Yeah,
getting that petty because self-care is key, my guys.
Facts.
Happy Monday. Only thing stopping you is you. Wow, he's dropping some self-help stuff.
Facts. Here. Black and yellow. Literally every month. Usually, actually, it's more than every month. Usually, like every 2 weeks, man.
I know you'd like that comment. Yeah.
Yeah. Me and wifey, we go get our petties, man. Without a doubt, we in that joint. We have our little coffee. Cheers. Or have a little smoothie. Cheers. We get our little toes done. Then we go get us breakfast, man. That's like one of our things, man. So trust me, I'm all for the pedicure game, man. Hey, men can get a pedicure every once in a while. You know what I mean? We got to take care of our feet because, the same way we talk about manscaping and self-grooming and stuff like that and how our significant others like that. Well, I happen to like rubbing my feet on wifey, and she likes when my feet don't cut her, okay? Because there is a possibility that may or may not have happened before in the past. So, yes, we try to make sure that these toes are nice and groomed up, okay?
Yep. Got Jacob Malacio here.
All right, let's get it.
Deke stash for DK Metcalf.
Oh, okay. Now, I like DK's dieting. He eats just like me. A lot of candy. And everything else, we throw it to the side. That's how I live. I love that right there by DK. So we might consider that.
Hey, so did you see Lamar Jackson's tweet to DK Metcalf?
No. What did he put?
He literally said, like, hey, come join me down in Baltimore. Like, we'll get things going. Like,
what?
Is that legal or what? Like, I think he even... I think he even posted a picture with DK in like a Ravens jersey. It was like a jersey swap.
Oh, you think it's tampering like an NBA? No, man.
No, it's just like I didn't know it was like that cool for people to just be out there like that. I mean, is that not tampering or no? Is it Twitter? Does it count?
Technically, Cam Hayward, he does some of the same things. He do some of the same things. Some of them been free agents, but some of them been guys in the contract. That's all. I don't think it's as frowned upon in the NFL because like. We're still new to this territory. That's been an NBA thing, which is why they put the tampering thing in there. You can't at these guys and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it's different. I like it though.
Okay, I just want to make sure here. Lamar Jackson has message for DK Metcalf. I guess he deleted it. Yeah. All right, no, he didn't. He did.
Funny.
It was yes. Dude, all right, this is funny, great actually because it's like a Ravens fan account. They posted a picture of DK Metcalf in a Ravens jersey with Lamar Jackson. And Lamar quote tweets it and says,
dude, that is
at
funny.
DK Metcalf, slide. We got them guys, but you can slide too because we're welcoming everyone here with open arms. You're definitely one of them guys as well. Wow. That's blatant.
Let that man pull up there, man.
That's hilarious. I think he deleted it though. I couldn't find it on his actual Twitter, but that did happen.
That is funny. But nah, man, keep DK over there in NFC West, man. We don't need that smoke over here. You keep it over there. I know.
Traded for him.
Right. I'm about to say, I know Cam talking about we want all this smoke. I hear you, Cam, but I don't want to hear you, okay? Keep that over there. Get that out of here. We don't want that.
We got MXZ saying my cousin Bryson Albright used to play for the Cardinals.
Dude, absolutely.
When you were there.
Bryson,
he was a linebacker, tall, blonde, curly hair. You remember him?
Yeah, absolutely remember Bryson, man. Cool cat, man. He ended up, I want to say he hurt his hammy when we were out there, man. That was one of the reasons why he didn't end up sticking. But no, I like Bryson a lot, man. He was cool, man. Good dude.
Official momentum. He's on
with the
fire
curly
today.
hair. Definitely had the curly hair. Holy cow, man.
Oh, no. Hold on. I'm skipping stuff here. Hold on.
Come on, Deke. I know you down there
I'm at Travis.
Florida,
I'm at Trevin now.
No, you good. You on key. Trevin is right. I know you down there living your best life, man. But come on, man. Keep the chat rolling.
Am I good, Trevin?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good. We're good, Trevin.
Wow, that was good. Yeah. Okay, he's just giving us some support. We appreciate it.
Oh, major love. We definitely appreciate you, baby.
And then we got Russell Schwartz. Eagles and Saints just made a big trade, Moats. Eagles trading 2 first-rounders to the Saints. All right, we got some breaking news. I don't know anything about this.
I don't either. What was the trade for?
First-rounders, probably just to move. I don't know. They drafted on the same spot, actually.
Because I want to say what Saints are at 18. I think the Eagles were at 15, maybe.
Let me see this.
Yeah.
Eagles agreed a blockbuster trade with the Saints. On the Eagles website.
Okay.
From the Saints, the Eagles will receive the 18th overall pick, a third-round pick from New Orleans in 2022, a seventh-round pick from New Orleans in 2022, and a first-round pick from New Orleans in 2023, and a second-round pick from New Orleans in 2024. Okay, what?
So, but they moved up 2 spots then in this year's first-round pick.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Draft. The Eagles have agreed to trade the 16th and 19th overall picks.
See, that's
along with the 6th rounder. This is just a bunch of picks. What is going on?
So think about it this way, though. For New Orleans, I know they were a team. Well, no, because they're not in the quarterback market right now. They just signed Jameis.
Yeah, you wouldn't think so,
right? Because initially I was thinking that, hey, if you want to move up in front of Philly, just in case you don't know how much they believe in Jalen Hurts, sure, but you just signed Jameis. You're not worried about the quarterback in that standpoint. You were picking in front of the Steelers, so that was the team that could potentially take a guy that you might have wanted. But now, I don't get that.
This is the strangest deal ever.
Yeah.
The 16th and 19th for the 18th.
Yeah.
And then first rounders next year. New Orleans is giving up a second rounder, the third round pick from this. This is just weird. I don't know what New Orleans is looking for, really. Because it feels like, as I'm just saying this out loud, the Eagles dominated in this.
Yeah, I don't get this one, man. I don't get this one. But I do need give me a second, man. Sko Gang P. What's up, baby? My man that came through with like 30 what's up Moses in the regular chat. I just had to give him some love, man. I like your persistence. But please, y'all don't be doing all that persistent stuff going forward, all right? This is a one-time thing, man. He was in there, though. I was like, Lord have mercy. I hope everything's okay, Sko P. I hope everything's good with you. But what's up to you, my man, all right? What's up? The Sko Gang in the building.
We got official momentum. Just giving us some more support. He's on fire right now.
No, facts, man. He doing his thing, man. We definitely appreciate you today,
baby. Like NBA Jam on fire for official momentum in the comments.
He's on fire.
Let's go, UW.
Hey, now. Go ahead. Well, no, I was going to say, I didn't know how many we had left, but shoot, man, you roll with it, man. We're good. We'll make it work.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We'll make it right.
The whole show super chat, right?
So the same, man, we'll do a whole super chat. I'm like, wait a minute.
Hey, shout out to you guys, though.
Nah, for the facts, man. That's the truth. Anytime, like I said, man, anytime y'all are contributing to get a comment read, man, we definitely appreciate it. And that is why we make sure that we take time to read these comments off, man, because we don't take it for granted and we do appreciate y'all's support. But yeah, we just try to make sure that we have enough time for everything else. That's all. But continue, Deke, man. You're killing it, baby. You're killing it. I like this Florida Deke, man. Florida Deke is a vibe, bro. I'm telling you, man.
Let's go, UW. It says, so I don't believe we're going to draft Sky Moore if he's available since Colbert doesn't draft short wide receivers. Last time it was Randall. He was one of only 2 guys under 5'9". Randall was under 5'9". I would have guessed 5'10".
Yeah, I didn't think he was that short.
But Randall was shorter. We don't draft short guys. Santana Holmes wasn't tall, but yeah, maybe he's probably close to 6 foot.
He's close there. Yeah, at least
probably
5'11", 5'10". Yeah.
Sanders might be 6 feet.
AB?
Oh yeah, well, I guess he's talking about drafting a guy early, but
okay.
AB's under 6 for sure. Isn't he like 5'10" or 5'11"?
Yeah, I was going to say AB ain't single. What's AB? Little thing.
It's an interesting call, man. I don't think height is a barrier for us in drafting a receiver. That wasn't my thought, at least.
Yeah, and honestly, man, Sky Moore, he's definitely going to be
plays big.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about potentially, this receiver market and how we're going to, address it, whether that is through the draft or through free agency. That's one of the topics we'll be talking about today. But Sky Moore is very much included in that conversation because of how talented he is. And he has the Willy Wonka gold card, baby. You know what I'm talking about? He's connected. He played with Coach Tomlin's son. That's all you need. You need a brother, or you need to have played for somebody that has like a dad or uncle or somebody on the team or part of the staff, cooking staff, custodial staff, security staff. As long as you know somebody, you got an opportunity. So Sky Moore, he's definitely looking good right now, man.
Derek Nelson. Did you see our new receiver had a permanent sandwich right after he got to town? I guess he's talking about Gunner.
Okay. Did he like it?
I don't think we brought in a new receiver recently, right?
Yeah. Did Gunner like it? That's the real question.
Probably. Deke, give me a touchdown to interception ratio for possible starters And if you're right or better after the season, I'll spend big. LOL. I guess he's talking about it on the super chat.
Okay.
Well,
and he said more than he has already done. And Derek, we definitely appreciate your support as well.
If you're right or better.
So,
well, I've already brought up Mason. I think he could have that potential to reach 30 and 10. Mm-hmm. But if you're asking me for a prediction, because it needs to be a good cross between realistic, but also like, all right, it's a little out there. Mm-hmm. So if I said like 26 touchdowns, what if I said 26 and 10 for Mason?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that out there enough?
Nah, man, because I feel like you set the expectation. Man, I want 30 and 10. Anything less than that, man, nah, I don't want to hear it.
How about 27?
Nah, I want 30. I want 30 and 10, I think 20, man.
27 versus 26 is a big stretch right there.
Set the over-under at 30, man. Set the over-under at 30.
I'll go 27-10. I think a lot of people would even think that is a stretch. Yeah. If Mason starts. Mitch, can I stick with 20? Can I say 28 total touchdowns for him?
Oh my gosh, bro. You don't want to talk no 30s, huh? No 30s no more. You out of that game now?
I just know how Mitch's career's played out. He is,
you told me he would get you told me he would get 30 plus, and that's including like with some rushing. That's what you told me with Mitch. Come on, man.
He could.
Now you're trying to walk it back a little bit.
No. He could. He has at least that potential. And I think that's his max potential. Whereas like Josh Allen's max potential this year, 50 touchdowns probably.
Not facts.
Mahomes,
I would agree.
50 touchdowns. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So Mitch, let's just say he almost reaches it. 28 total touchdowns.
Man, we need 30 to get to the playoffs. We're gonna need 30, bro. We're gonna need 30.
I think he keeps it clean too. 10 picks. Okay. Haskins. Oh, Haskins is interesting.
Oh.
Why would I not just say like the same thing though for those two and Haskins?
I don't know. You tell me. You know, I didn't know you viewed all three the exact same way. I saw.
I'll go with Haskins at 27 and 10 too. If I got Mason doing that,
and that's the same quarterback in all three of those guys.
That's just straight passing. We'll do it different ways.
So it doesn't matter who's our starting quarterback. If all three of those guys are capable of that, we're gonna be fine. And that was telling me.
I do think that. Yes, I do think we'll be fine.
Okay.
Because whoever wins out.
What was Ben's last year? What did Ben do last year? I can't remember his numbers.
Was it 23 and
23? 10? Yeah, 23 and 10. Okay. So all three of those guys are capable of having their floor is better than Ben last year's. Which
that's not. I'm not saying floor. Okay. That's not floor. Absolutely not floor. That's not floor. That is. I think those numbers are a little bit more on the optimistic side, but also I think that can actually happen. All those 30 numbers I was tossing out there, I do think it can happen. I just think that's the ceiling. So it's I don't want to make that my prediction for him if he's going to be giving us some money in the super chat. I want to try to notch it down a little bit, but not too unrealistic. Because if I said, "Oh man, I think Mason's going to get 15 and 10," come on, he's probably going to beat that. I would hope at least.
Okay. Well, I just didn't.
So then my man would be out of money. We don't want that.
I just didn't know that all three of those guys were capable of being better than Ben last year. That's all I'm saying. But I'm glad that you can articulate that to me, and now I feel so much more confidence. I got my thank you 7 hat on, but you know what? Thank you 7 for opening my eyes to the trio of quarterbacks that we currently have in the house, man. I didn't know that. I appreciate you though, man. I appreciate you.
That's not what I said, because I do think if we bring Ben back with this new line that we got, come on, dude.
Ben was 20. You said 23 and what last year for Ben? What was the number?
10. Missed the
23
game.
23 and 10. Come on, man.
Dealing with injuries.
It was 23 and
10. So
10.
he's coming into this season. He'd be fully healthy. Offensive line.
No, you told me that last year. You
Ben
told me you said robo
Ben could hit 40
arm.
this year.
You said robo arm and everything else last year. I'm cool. You already told me all that. He was supposed to be the best ever, the youngest, best in shape, all that. So if 23 and 10 was his ceiling last year,
that was not his ceiling. That was not his ceiling. That's just how it played out. I was expecting better, but you saw that Raiders game. My man got beat up because everything you're talking about is what he looked like in the Lions game. My man turned back the clock 10 beers. Or 10, not 10 beers. 10 years. And Ebron dropped that Twitter highlight was unreal.
Oh man.
That was a good little preseason performance. But he looked fine in the Bills game too. Like, there wasn't any like concern about injury, but then he just got mauled in the Raiders game, and our linemen weren't picking him up.
I'm excited about all three of our quarterbacks we have, man, because if you're telling me we're getting better than what we saw last year, I'm all for it, man. That's how you continue to progress and get better. Like I said, I'm just glad that you said it first, not me.
No, you're twisting my words, dude. Official momentum. I think I'm right. Yeah, Moats. The comment about pizza. Come on, bro.
Oh, what were we getting on? I don't know.
What pizza? You said you like Papa John's?
Well, no. I said if I had to go commercial, I'm going Domino's or Papa John's. I really don't like to bring up Papa John's. I know he had the whole racist thing going on with him. That's why I was kind of like, oh. But it's kind of like Gucci. I'm like, bro, y'all be telling me don't wear the Gucci, but I see you on Balenciaga. I'm like, the same dudes. Like, what we doing? We can't. I don't do well with picking and choosing. Like when it was like, yo, don't go to Starbucks. It's like, and then what? Then y'all just start going to Starbucks randomly? I'm just drinking the whole time, okay? I don't do it like how y'all do it. I'm sorry. I got it, but I don't do that, okay? Yeah.
Travion Sanders.
I'm still learning the rules on this protest stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be trying to figure it out. Like, don't drink there for like 3 months, and then we just gonna randomly start back drinking there. Like, yo, come on, man. Don't do me like that. That's why I don't be on social media like that, bro. I ain't got time for all that, man. I like what I like. We could protest another way.
Travion Sanders. Did y'all check out my guy, Max Borgi, out of WSU yet? Tell me he's not nice. I haven't seen him yet.
I have not just yet, but you know what? I'm taking a picture of his name, and we will make sure that we get him. Okay? It's a simple thing. That's how we do. Simple over here.
Black and yellow Texas Steel. We got this as a topic today. It says, try to tell y'all about Kaepernick. Need my dues.
Not facts, man. We definitely going to talk about him, and we're almost there. We got 2 supers, and then we can start this thing off. Who would have thought that, the first 40 minutes would be dedicated to supers? Shout out to y'all, though, man. Shout out to y'all. When y'all do it like this, man, this is what we roll with. This is what we do. But we got y'all, though. We still got heat for y'all.
Official momentum. How do I join the upper room? # Pizza House is lit.
Let's get it. Nah, man, I'm going to try the Pizza House, man, because of you, man. I'm going to rock with him, man, just because you said that. But the easiest way to join, if you're on a desktop or if you're on your cell phone and you just change the browser to the desktop form, as soon as you click on the YouTube page, man, for the channel, you'll see a button in the top right that says join. Just click that. It'll have all the details. Also, any video that you see, including this live stream, if you go to the description box for any of the videos that are on the page, you also see a link where it says to join the upper room, and you just click that link and it'll take you to that exact same page. You go from there. But we definitely appreciate you, though. Official momentum, baby.
Derek Nelson. Hey, they got to be right on or better than what you say. And I'm talking merch and supers. Spent a little over 100 the other day. LOL. I'll double or triple that.
Ooh, he talking spicy. Well, what's up then, Derek? Ooh.
Okay, they got to be right or better than what you say.
Come on now.
That's what I mean. Like, I could have just said, like, oh, yeah, Mason's going to get 10 touchdowns and like,
but no, because then that's small Deke energy.
I could just say that.
Like that. But you're not a small Deke energy guy, bro. You threw out 30 and 10.
That's why I said the numbers I did.
Yeah. I want you to go back to the 30 and 10. You threw it out loosely, and now you don't want to, like, go back on that stance anymore. I hear you. I want you to go back to the 30 and 10, though. I'll never forget you said that. 30 and 10.
Like I said, that's the ceiling. That's, a 5% chance, 10% chance of having. That's why I just wanted to drop it down a little bit. So, like, the numbers I said
last year, Lord.
I think the numbers I said, it's like 30% gonna happen. So that's why it's out there. But at the same time, it's like if you're just doing if you're doing stat projections, you know what I mean? If you're on ESPN or Yahoo, they have their projected stats for the 2021 season. It's probably more realistic whenever you drop it down a few touchdowns. That's all. I think the 30 could happen. You get what I mean? I think it could happen. I mean, do you want me to? I'll just say it. I was trying more or less to like help out the show.
Hey, man, look.
That's why I dropped it a little bit.
If any of them dudes get 30, bro, hey, we ain't got to worry about nothing, babe. We good, okay? We're good.
All right, fine.
We're good.
Fine.
If they getting
30 touchdowns, think about 30 total touchdowns for any one of those dudes.
If any of them go for 30 and 10, we are going to be having a great year with the show. I can assure you. I promise you. Okay. So if they go for 30 and 10, we good. We good.
Okay. Well, all right. 30's it. We're sticking with 30. All right. Let's go. I think this is the last one.
Yep.
What's your guys' thoughts on Washington cooking their books and hiding 40% of ticket revenue? Snyder is a snake. I had no clue about it.
Listen, man, if that is factual, I'm not surprised. Everything that we've seen come out of the Washington Commanders and formerly the football team and formerly the other name, yeah, man, they do some janky stuff. I'm waiting on RG3 book to come out so we can get even more details about it. But you even heard Alex Smith. He even was confirming that there was some jankiness taking place that was even affecting them on the field. So with that being the case, if this is factual, I am not surprised by it, baby. Not at all. In fact, weren't they connected to the emails that got young Gruden fired as well, if I remember correctly? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm cool. Yeah. That sound about right. That definitely sound about right. So
first topic.
I know, right? First topic. Well, first thing we want to do was react to DeVante Parker being traded from the Miami Dolphins to the New England Patriots. If you have what he was traded for, I believe it was, you said, a third and a fifth.
Second.
If I remember correct. Oh, second. Oh, man. Okay, I was close.
So Dolphins traded DeVante Parker and a 2022 fifth-round pick to the Patriots for a 2023 third-round selection.
Yeah. So, with this, man, obviously we know that the Patriots were one of the 7 teams from the AFC. They got into the postseason. And we've seen a lot of movement, actually, as it pertains to the AFC. Matt Ryan coming over to the Indianapolis Colts, a team that was on the fringe of making the postseason that did not. We know that Russell Wilson has joined the Denver Broncos, another team that, was trying to be in the contention for the playoff spot, and obviously they faltered down the way. But now with DeVante being added to the Patriots, what do you think that means for that team right now, man? Do you think that, they've moved up in a sense in terms of, teams that we're going to be competing with for this postseason? Or do you think that it really is not going to have a move because of Mac Jones?
Oh, no, I think Mac Jones will be nice for them. I think he takes another step, if anything. Will he ever reach the Herbert or Burrow type I don't know. I mean, we saw Brady. Yeah. I mean, his rookie season, not his rookie season because he didn't play, but like his second season, third season, fourth. I mean, he wasn't putting up gaudy numbers all over the place. And like a lot of people were thinking like, yeah, he doesn't have the biggest arm. He's not that like grand prototype you're looking for with first round selection or anything. But we see how his career played out. So Mac Jones, in terms of all the physical prototypes, I guess he doesn't have that, but I don't know. I think he's going to continue to improve. And then adding a receiver like DeVante Parker is only going to help, especially with how bad the receiving core has been. Not only last year, these last couple of years, they really tried to improve it, but they signed the wrong guys. I mean, you paid Nelson Aguilar a 3-year deal, like 30 plus million. Are you kidding me?
He was the one, bro. He was the one. I was just like, yo, what are you doing? Why are you paying Nelson that type of money? Yeah.
Like Jacoby Myers isn't bad, but you need a stud. And DeVante Parker, I don't think he's at that stud like prime Julio or AJ Green, AB type of level. Right. A solid receiver. I'd say he's like a top 20, 25 guy in the league. Yeah, now maybe they could draft someone else, but I think this only helps him. There's no way this doesn't, because his cap hit is really affordable. It's only like $6 million. And if things go bad for him, they can cut him and there's no dead cap in it. So this was actually a really good move for the Patriots, I think. They might still have to add another piece, but it doesn't hurt them at all.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I like the move a lot for the Patriots. For a lot of the reasons that you just said, honestly, Mac Jones, I mean, you need weapons around him. He's a good player. He's not going to turn the ball over. He's going to lead that team the way they need to be led. But at the same time, you need higher end talent. And DeVante Parker, granted, he's not a top 10 level talent. But when you talk about consistency, he is one of those 1,000-yard receiver types. He's a 100-plus catch type of guy. And when he is healthy, he's quarterback friendly. I mean, that's why even him playing in Miami, we know, the turmoil that they had in a sense with all the different quarterbacks they've kind of rolled through under DeVante being down there. DeVante still was a steady contributor. And that's the thing that I do like about him. And also with him going to New England, he's actually going to be in a place where they're legitimately competing. Where we're in Miami, we heard some of the rumors. We know that every year that Miami has played, it doesn't always look like they're trying to make it into the postseason. Sometimes they look like they're doing the alternative to that. So for DeVante, he's going to a place where culturally it's going to be drastically different. So I think that, you get a more inspired version of him, but it also, like I said, helps out Mac Jones in a major way. And it still leaves them with some options in terms of drafting a receiver, because this class is loaded with talent at the wide receiver position. And even though a year ago they did, they brought in weapons, it was more tight ends. It wasn't a ton of proven high-end outside receiver talent, and DeVante definitely brings you that. So yeah, I like that a lot, man. But once again, it just has me thinking, I'm like, man, is this a move that could potentially hurt us down the line? In the sense of, are they a little bit more legitimate now with DeVante being there? Because I personally think that this makes them a better team. And if last year, the big knock on them last year was they were limited offensively at times. We knew they could run the ball. We knew they could play good defense. They were smart. They would create turnovers, but their offense wasn't really explosive. DeVante adds another element to their offense now, and that's the part for me where I'm just like, God, dog, man, this AFC is getting crazy right now, man.
I already felt like they were in the mix of those, what was it, probably 10, 11, or 12 teams that could all make the playoffs because they did last year. And, like, even though their offseason's been a little weird, like losing some pieces, you were just wondering, like, all right, what? Because they're not in rebuild mode at all. No, like, you drafted Mac Jones. He's going to be your franchise guy. But, yeah, getting a dude like DeVante Parker now is probably just the start for them of getting back on track to what they were doing last season. Yeah. How do you feel about Mac Jones? Like, you brought him up. You were like, how do you feel about them bringing in Parker? Like, is it really going to make a difference, or do you think Mac Jones is going to limit them? Or do you share a similar sentiment with me where he's going to improve, or do you think he's, like, kind of capped?
Mac is definitely going to improve. Mac is a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback, but Mac protects the ball. And by him protecting the ball and also him not feeling that pressure of, I got to win it with my arm, kind of what we said was the knock on Baker Mayfield at times, right? Baker, it's like, man, just understand you can hand that ball off, and as long as you're winning, it doesn't matter. But he feels like he has to win in a certain way. He has to look a certain way on that field, and that gets him into trouble. Mac Jones, when I watch him, even dating back to him at Alabama, he never gave off that vibe. He never looks like, he's not going to be happy or content winning a game where he doesn't have a ton of pass attempts. We saw him, beat the Buffalo Bills during the regular season with 4 pass attempts. That was very Jimmy G-esque. But in a sense, when you have a quarterback that can operate like that, I think that it really benefits you. And I do think Mac is only going to continue to get better because, like you said, that was year 1 for him. Year 1, and he was playing in a division where you have Buffalo, where, you knew they were going to compete with you. Miami was surprising teams last year, but Mac still was able to lead that team to the postseason. So for me, man, I think that he's definitely going to improve because he's going to be a lot more comfortable. And Bill Belichick is going to feel a lot more comfortable with him now that he's seen him under his, tutelage for a year.
Where do they stand against your Bills for that AFC East?
Oh, come on, man. Buffalo want all the smoke. We ain't tripping. Buffalo is not tripping. Not at all. Not at all. So for me, man, I still think Buffalo gets it done in that AFC East. I just think that no different than last year. It was a tough race last year, right? Granted, Buffalo had got out to a nice start, but towards the middle part of the season, New England, remember, they made their move for that, and it came down to it. I think it was 1 or 2 games in between them, but the better team, of course, showed what they were supposed to do. And then in that glorious rematch in Orchard Park in that super wild card round, we saw what it really looked like. So I think we'll just repeat process and run it back. That's just the energy in Buffalo right now. Can't complain with that at all. Can't complain with that.
So you see Patriots more in the wild card?
Yeah, I do. But even though I still don't think, as great as Buffalo played last year at times, they still struggled, and that's why they didn't get the 1 seed. So I could see a scenario where Buffalo still has to play in that wild card round. I just think that Buffalo's always going to be hosting. They're going to be in that 2, 3, at worst 4th range. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Anything else on this one?
If you're Miami, you're still feeling good. Because you already have your Tyreek Hill, you got your Jalen Waddle, and now
they signed Cedric Wilson too.
Yeah, and you also, like I said, you're getting was it the 2nd round pick we said for DeVante as well for this year part of it, not next year for this year's part. So you're getting another. No.
They're giving up a 5th rounder and DeVante. They're getting a 3rd rounder for next year, so they don't have an extra pick
Okay, so
year.
No extra pick this year. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess DeVante was disgruntled already. I just wondered would he have been a fit for us? Like, should we have considered that? Or I'm sure a lot of other teams are saying that, like, seeing what a person goes for, it's like, should our team have made that move? It was only a 3rd round pick next year.
That is
portable contract.
Interesting. What's his cap hit? Because his cap hit was relatively cool. Yeah,
$6 million these next 2 years, and the dead cap is 0. So like, if he gets injured again and stuff, because that is the one knock against him is he's always been injured.
Hurt. He's been hurt. Yeah, I like him when
he's out there. He's good though. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like him a lot when he's healthy. For me, man, I probably would have passed on him just because of the injury history, and I would much rather, if I'm taking a flyer on a veteran that has a little bit of injury history, I would much rather
both years.
I would much rather spend a little bit more on a Julio, AJ Green, a T.Y. Hilton type, and just run my risk with those guys because I feel like the money's going to be similar. None of those guys are getting paid, 10 plus right now because of where they're in their career, right? So you would hope, or it's hard to say. I just would much rather pay a little bit more for those caliber guys than, giving up the draft pick. And because for us, we didn't have a 5th round pick. So we're looking at what, a 4th round pick potentially, or a 6th round. I just don't know how that looks.
So hold on. So Dolphins. So we'd be getting the 5th round pick from the Dolphins. The 5th, and so they gave DeVante and the 5th. We'd be giving up the 3rd for next year.
The 3rd round. Okay. Yeah. So giving up the 3rd, definitely don't want to do that then. Yeah, I'm cool on that. And the wide receiver class is deep to me. So I would much rather go and get a younger guy with that 3rd round pick, or like I said, spend a little bit more money on a more proven higher end free agent dude. Maybe not $6 million, maybe it's 7 or 8. But I just think that those guys is, they're a little bit more proven, and their talent is a little bit more high end, because we're taking a risk. I mean, it's still a risk with DeVante because he hasn't been the most healthy guy. So you're still taking a risk on him. But for me, I would just rather hedge my bet on a higher end risk than DeVante right now for that cost.
I like that thought. And that's another topic that we got going later.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything else on this. I think it was a good move for the Patriots. Dolphins.
I like it for them, man.
I wonder if they could have got more, and it's weird they traded him in division too.
I know.
They disrespecting DeVante like that.
They said, bro, we ain't worried about you. We can see you twice a year. It's whatever. Dog. Yeah, that was definitely pretty interesting.
Especially Belichick too.
Yeah.
Belichick has seen enough tape on DeVante Parker where he's probably like, bro, yeah, we could use him here. I could see a fit for him. For the Dolphins just to do that, that's crazy.
Well, and I would say the Patriot killer isn't even there anymore. Brian Flores, he was the reason why the Dolphins were beating the Patriots. He's not there no more. So, hey, man.
They're confident in their new squad. McDaniels, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Cedric Wilson.
We gonna see.
Yeah, I think it was a good move for the Patriots. I do. I just don't know if the Dolphins could have got more or not. I don't know what DeVante Parker's market was, because obviously they were going to have to get rid of him at some point. That's my only question. Could they have gotten a 2nd rounder? I guess not. I mean, especially whenever we're talking about Julio Jones and some of these other receivers still being out there. All right, you don't have to give a pick, and you could probably sign them just for a couple million more.
Yep.
Makes sense then. I think it makes sense.
Yeah, like I said, for both sides, I don't hate it. I think both sides are going to come out of this thing feeling good about themselves, man. So, yeah. But like I said, for the Steelers, it's just another team that we got to worry about right now, man, because Miami definitely loading up offensively, but I do like this a lot for New England. So, we'll see, man. Cam said he wants all the smoke. All right, baby. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. But before we go to the next topic, while we're about to switch it over, make sure y'all hit that like button, baby. I see we chunky in the chat. A lot of viewers on the building. We appreciate all y'all being here. Just hit the little thumbs up while you're at it. And if you're not subscribed, man, go ahead and hit the subscribe button too, baby, so y'all can be down with the culture. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. Was there any supers that you saw on your end that you want to get to before we transition?
I think there's at least one. I think there's 2. We got someone joining the upper room.
Oh, let me get him. Hold on.
That's the first one, if you want that.
Oh, I got that. I believe that's, Young Reese Myers. Young Reese Myers, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Baby, we definitely appreciate your support, baby. And welcome to the family.
Black and Martyr says, sorry I'm late. Was stuck doing some work stuff. Hope all is well. Bro, no need to apologize.
Team captain, it's all good, baby. And nice way to be present while you are working. You got to be in the moment. If you were trying to work and be watching us, granted, we would enjoy that because we always enjoy your company, but you probably want to be as productive at work. So we appreciate you being present in the moment. And now you're here with us being present as well, baby. So salute your team captain. Salute.
Derek Nelson. He says, that's what I'm saying, Moats. He was confident until the bet came.
Uh-oh.
But it's all good. Whatever Deke wants to bet, 30-10. So basically, he should have just said, Deke, you're 30-10. Let's just go off that. Because whenever he was talking about predictions, I was like, okay, what's like the more realistic predictions? Shit. I'll stick with it. I will stick with it.
Yeah, because it just let's do it. It just seems like you've been backpedaling ever since you made that claim. It seems like you've been backpedaling a lot, man. That's all. So you backpedaled a lot.
I guess I indirectly like made it something. 30-10, right?
You said
kind of like 15-1. I guess I made it into something I didn't really mean to.
Yeah,
because all I was talking about, like he could reach that. That's all I was saying. But you know what? Yeah, double down. I'm good.
Because the way it started was like Mason 30 and 10. Then it was like, oh, we got Mitch all of a sudden. It was like, well, I guess he could be 33 and like 10 or 33 and 11. It was like, what? And he
with
just
the
kept
rushing
going.
touchdowns.
Yeah, so I was just like, I didn't know if that was your energy, baby. But if that's what it's looking like, man, keep rolling with it, man.
All right. We'll go with Big Deke energy. Because at the end of the day, you know what? I got to give him credit. He didn't even have me put up any stakes for it. So that's the difference right there, too.
No eyebrows on the line.
Yeah, he is. I have no stakes on it. So, yeah, why the hell not? Are we not just going to go with 30 and 10?
Exactly. Because you was trying to go small Deke energy from the dribble, man. You got to get, hey, man, don't let that Florida weather make you soft, baby, all right? You keep big Deke energy, man.
If I was putting up stakes, though, I do think it would be fair to drop it down, like, to what I had it, 26, 27 type of range.
Because you're scared. I get it, man. If you're scared of Derek Nelson, just say you're scared, baby. It's all love, man. I ain't tripping. It's all good.
I think that's it.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to this next topic, man. And this one is spicy. Shout out to Harbaugh, man, making sure that this thing took place, man. But Colin Kaepernick, for those that did not know, Michigan, they had their spring game. I believe it was over the weekend or last weekend. No, it was like last weekend-ish. About to say, and Jim Harbaugh, who was obviously Colin Kaepernick's coach out in San Fran when they went to the Super Bowl, had Kaepernick come out there to be the captain of the spring game, but then he also put on a throwing circuit during the halftime part of the spring game. It was NFL scouts there, obviously, because they were scouting the Michigan Wolverines. But from everything that I saw, Kaepernick still looked pretty good with the arm. And on top of that,
I guess he's not messing around when he says he's actually working out.
Yeah, because that was part of the reason why he said he wanted to throw. It was like because apparently him and his agent have been getting questions of if he still is capable of throwing the ball at a high level, the NFL level. So he went out there and displayed that he could. But then he also talked to the media afterwards and said that, this narrative that he doesn't want to be a backup quarterback and all these other things is outlandish. He said that he is completely fine with being a backup quarterback and competing because he feels like if he gets on the roster, his talent will take care of the rest. So with that being the case, it had me thinking. Said, man, Deke is 64 quarterbacks in the NFL, 32 start. And we use that term 32 and starting very loosely because we know not all starting quarterbacks are created equal. But 64 quarterbacks in the league. Do you feel like Colin Kaepernick at this stage is better than at least one of them?
Just one.
I mean, I'm just asking. Just one. I'm asking.
At least one.
At least one, right? Because it's 32. That's starters and backup, right? 32 starters, 64 total. And we said not all 32 starters are starters. Some of them are like, they out there, but are they really starters? You know what I mean? So I'm just asking. What's your thoughts on this, man?
Oh, yeah. So he's at least better than one of those 64. Mm-hmm. Now, if you want to say, is he better than all the backups? Man, I'd have to go team by team on the depth chart, unless you have it listed. I mean, I would borderline say he's probably better than every backup in the league.
I feel like even the last time we saw him. I'm not going to lie. I feel like he's in that conversation.
Here's the problem, though. Yeah, here's the problem is we haven't seen him in like 5 years. But the last time we actually saw him play, and all right, whatever. I know this is just him running around with shorts and a t-shirt or shorts and a t-shirt, Michigan, no defense or anything like that.
Right.
But he looked fine. It looked like the arm strength was still there. It looked like the mobility was still there. It looked like he's definitely kept in shape. So if we're just saying he could almost duplicate or at least get to where he was, kind of like where we last saw him, then he's pretty much better than every backup there. I just don't know what teams like. Maybe they have a young quarterback as a back. You know what I mean?
Right.
So at least every backup. But he might be better. But to that point, just because some teams' quarterback rooms could be pretty shitty, like he might be better than even some starters. Like he might be better than 5 or 6 starters. Like right now, he's better. I would probably say he's better than Drew Lock. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, that Davis was the one I was thinking about. I was thinking about Drew Davis. I was thinking about even Gardner Minshew at
Wilson.
times. I'm like, these guys are names. They're current.
Jets are going to stick with Zach Wilson, but you get my point.
Yeah, but that was my thing, man. It's like, am I saying that I think he can come in and be a starter day one? Not at all. Because I do think the time off affects you. But at the same time, I just think it's kind of like outlandish to think that, a guy who played at a high level to what he did is not capable of coming in and at least getting back to that in some way, shape, or form. Because even though he hasn't been playing, he also hasn't been taking the beating as well. He doesn't have the wear and tear like a Cam Newton, for example, right? Where we look at Cam and we say, man, his body does not look the same. He looks physically limited now when we watch him out there. Kaepernick has never really had to deal with that. And, I mean, obviously it sucks because, you know, when you think about what he was doing, how everything played out, and where we are today, it's like, oh man, you happen to be just 5 years too early. You know, if you do this at this stage, man, we're applauding you. Nobody is saying anything negative about you. But because you were the initiator, you were the trendsetter, you lit the fire, people just hate you because of it. You know, I mean, not everybody, but that just is why. I mean, that's the reality of it. So, I mean, it sucks in a sense, but I also think of a guy like Tim Tebow. And I say, man, if Tim Tebow could be out the league for as long as he was out the league, he wasn't even doing football stuff. He was doing baseball. Remember that? Yeah. And he got an opportunity to come back and not even play quarterback, to play tight end. I'm like, bro, that was a whole random spot that he had never played before. If he can get that opportunity, I do think that my man Kaepernick deserves opportunity. He could do a better job than what Tebow did. That's all I'm saying, man. So when I think of that, I mean, I would like to see it. And the other thing I would like to see is this, because we do know a lot of people like to bring up his last year. Oh, man, well, he got benched and all this other stuff. And it's like, okay, we forget.
It actually wasn't a terrible last year.
Right.
It really wasn't.
But I also laugh because people forget how NFL politics work at times. We act like guys get benched because they're terrible. And it's like, no, we've seen guys get benched for a plethora of reasons, whether it's contract related, whether it's they don't vibe with the organization doesn't vibe with them. We leave that out when we want to discuss Kaepernick for argument purposes. And that's fine. But for me, I just personally think that, yeah, I want to see if he can still do it or not. Because that would shush up a lot of this, oh, he's not good enough talk, right? Because it's easy to say that when he's not being out there. It's easy to say that when we're in the comforts of our home or we're in a bar with our friends, oh, yeah, he sucks. It's like, prove it. And that's all I want to see. Let him get out there and prove it. If he goes out there and he lays an egg, cool. We can lay it to rest, cut him, get him out of there. But if he does not suck, well, now there's a lot of people that got to shut up in a sense. And that's kind of what I'm looking for. I want to see the put up or the shut up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have a dog in either one of these fights. But for me, I just want to see, like, yo, you know what? It's been talked about enough. Let's see what you got. That's kind of why I feel with it, man.
Yeah, and especially with him saying, like, I'm willing to be a backup.
Yeah.
I mean, this could almost be – it's a longer time frame for how long Kaepernick's been out versus Vic. Vic was 2 years. But then he even took a year off in a way because he was just the backup for the Eagles. Like, could Kaepernick do something like that just to get back into the league, get his feet under him again? He's the backup. They put him in some formations or something. But with him just being back in the system, he builds that buzz around his name again. Maybe a team's willing to give him a shot as a starter or at least compete for the starting job.
I mean, it worked with Mitch. We saw the Mitch Trubisky, how that worked out. We talked about Jameis Winston. Come on, man. Just go sit somewhere for a year in the system. Have a name, but just sit there for a year, bro. And I'm telling you, people, they'll forget. They'll be like, you know
Seattle's
what?
the obvious pick, though. I think he could. I think he could start over Drew Lock right now. That's the obvious pick because of how Pete Carroll has talked about Kaepernick.
And I was gonna say, because I did remember hearing Pete Carroll talk about Colin Kaepernick. And that's the part where it was kind of like, well, if you're going to talk about him, why don't you put your money where your mouth is, Pete? Nobody told you had to say anything. So if you're going to talk about him, you give him an opportunity. I do want to see him get the chance. I don't know how well he would do in it, but I do want to see something from him. Now, I do wonder, though, if now that we're hearing that he's open to return, open to be a backup and all this other stuff, does it make sense to play hardball and only wait to get to the NFL? Or you take the approach of like how you've seen Josh Gordon, for example. He's joining one of those fan football leagues. We saw T.O. He's coming out trying to do one of those leagues.
Didn't he just re-sign with the Chiefs, though?
No, but he legit. This came out after he signed with the Chiefs, bro. This is like, oh my God.
Is he on T.O.'s team with Money Manziel?
I don't know which team he's on, but I did see the picture, and I'm like, man. So it just had me thinking, though. I'm like, is that something that maybe he should consider to get more tape out there? You know what I mean? Because that is a little bit of the knock right now. It's like you don't have any new tape. So is that something that he should consider? Or is there somewhere he's just like, you know what, man, y'all have enough tape of me. You know exactly who I am. You know exactly why I'm not in the league and it's not talent related either. So what's up? Like, that's the other part to me, you know?
And that's the thing. Maybe 2 or 3 years ago, there's a better case for that. Now it's like 5 years. Now I think there is serious questions of like, bro, we do need to see how you've played recently or how you play right now.
But I guess what is the difference between that versus or cap situation versus when we bring in a camp arm from a small nobody school that nobody's ever heard of this player, and we see him and we're like, bro, you don't belong on the NFL field, but we brought you in because you're a camp arm. Couldn't you take that same approach with Cap and make him a camp arm? And if he does, great. But if not, it doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't hurt you. Like, I just think of it that way because I've been in camp, played 9 years. I've seen a lot of these quarterbacks, these camp arms, and you're like, bro, what are you doing here? That's all. If those guys get the opportunity, doesn't hurt to give them an opportunity. That's all.
I think the only difference is the attention you'll be getting for potentially having just a camp arm or someone that's going to be the backup. But it feels different right now.
But think about
with the way he's talking. I don't think there is. I think the attention is going to be like, it goes back to what you're saying. Could he do it? I think that's the entertaining factor that people are going to be about. It's like, oh, could he pull this off? A little comeback to the league.
And let's be real. The attention is because of what? What did he do that was so negative? What has he done that the NFL didn't actually say, you know what, you might be on to something when we look in the end zones and we see what? Stop racism, social injustice, all this other stuff, right? We see all these little slogans. That wasn't happening prior to him doing what he did. When we talk about equality, when we talk about the Rooney Rule and all this other stuff, that's still all a part of what he was standing for or taking a knee for in a sense. So for me, I'm just trying to figure out what this media attention, is the media attention worse than what Deshaun Watson going to be dealing with? Is the media attention worse than 100%. What we dealt with when Vic came here? Like, I'm just trying to compare, like, when we talking media attention and that being the reason why this guy shouldn't get opportunity, I'm like, man, is this for real right now? Like, what he did is bad versus with this and that and that. That's all I'm saying, man.
Yeah, and I do think it's lighting up a lot, though, like, to where we're at right now. Because I don't think that's going to be the main attention. I really don't. I think it'll be like, oh, can he play? And you talk about the NFL being an entertainment. Yeah, seriously. And I do think, so, like, a good compare. You brought up Tebow, and whenever he came back, he was going for tight end. But a big reason why Tebow, I thought, wasn't in the league anymore was because of the attention he brought to every team that he went. And it just got to the point, though, you're just like, I mean, he can't play like Kaepernick. He can't play like a ton of these dudes that bring outside attention.
Though. Tebow wasn't good. But Tebow quarterback wasn't good. And that was another part of the reason why he struggled so much. You know what I mean? Like, the media attention came with him, sure, and that played a part in it. But it was just, you're watching him at quarterback, and you're like, he's not what you want in a starting caliber quarterback. That's the biggest reason why I thought he was out the league, man. I didn't think it had. I mean, did the media play a portion? Maybe sure, a part of it. But I think the majority of it was, he's just not a NFL caliber quarterback, and that's fine. But that was, to me, how I took it with Tebow.
Yeah, but my point is with that is like Kaepernick, Tebow, media attention, all that other type of stuff. It's just Kaepernick could actually play quarterback. He was actually a really good quarterback.
He took a team to the Super Bowl. Just think about that as well, man.
And we're talking about the attention for Tebow and Kaepernick. You're right. Whenever you compare it to the other attention that gets brought into the NFL with other players, those are it's kind of harmless compared to other stuff. It's like one is Tebow is about his Christianity and Kaepernick is
one's a Christian and one took a stand for social injustice. It's like, bro, what are we talking about here? I'm like, man, but we cheering on all type of convicts, XXX, this, and we know what those could be. And it's like, are we for real right now? Like, this is crazy to me.
Yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him get a shot, man, because it goes back to what you said. Can he do it? I wouldn't mind seeing it.
Yeah, I just want to see if you can do it. That's where I'm at this stage. Like, can you do it? Because if you can, great. But if not, then we can completely put it to bed and we don't have to revisit this conversation every year. Because now I'm just like, I want to know, are you capable or not?
Yeah, he's getting up there in age, too. I just checked. Yeah. He's like 34 now. It's like,
whoa, he's up there. Whoa, 34. God, dog. Them quarterbacks at 34, man, that's ancient for them quarterbacks. Whoo, cha. Whew.
But you get what I mean. Like, if he doesn't get signed, then all of a sudden he's 37, 38. Because what it might take is that year buffer period right here just to kind of get back. And then he could have like a solid maybe 3 or 4 year run before he hits 40. Like, I think now would be the good time to do it.
One of the people I was wondering about when we just talked about his age, Kirk Warner. How old was he? Do you remember how old he was when he got up back?
There? Yeah, he was.
Because he was like
where he had
too,
his second run.
His second run, right?
Yeah, he probably had to be around this. It probably was 35, 36, I'm thinking, because he fell off with the Giants.
Right.
that's when they drafted Eli Manning. And then he went over to the Cardinals, but the Cardinals drafted Matt Leinart and then gave him an opportunity. It was like between him and Warner, and neither of them really played good. But I don't know what happened. Was it when Wisenhunt went over there? Kurt Warner had a 3-4 year stretch that probably got him into the Hall of Fame.
No, absolutely.
Cardinals.
Absolutely, man.
And he was, I want to say 35-ish, 35 to probably close to 40s when he had that run. I'll look it up right now.
Yeah, because that was what I was thinking about.
Possible.
Yeah, just in terms of, a guy that set out but was still a little bit older and still came back and was able to have like a second career in a sense. Because with Kurt Warner, that's definitely, you can point to it
36 was his really good year with the Cardinals. 36 to 30. It was 3 years. 27 touchdowns, 17 picks the first one, 30 and 14, and then he went 26 and 14. And at that time, those were good numbers.
No, those absolutely
back to 07 to 09. The 1 year he put up over 4,500 yards.
Yeah.
Completion percentage is upper 60s, 67%, 66%. Obviously, they went to the Super Bowl. So, that was a good little run for him.
Interesting. Okay.
I guess it's possible. I would be really interested him up in Seattle. I mean, I feel like that's the one that makes the most sense right now.
Yeah, either that or he has to wait till Harbaugh leaves Michigan and goes back to the NFL. Then maybe he'll give him a chance. But Seattle makes a lot of sense though, man.
I think it does. Right. I mean, Drew Lock.
What about Houston?
Texans would. Yeah, Texans would too. But apparently they really like Davis Mills.
But I'm just saying.
Detroit, yeah. Like he might be better than Jared Goff right now. He actually might be.
That's what I'm just like, just give him. I just want to see him. Just give him a chance. Give him a chance. That's all I ask. Give him a chance.
Yeah. You want me to get these super chats?
Yes, indeed. And we'll go to the next topic.
All right. I'm at Q. I don't know if I'm at the right spot.
Yeah, you're perfect. If I'm missing. Yep, you're perfect.
Am I?
Yep.
Okay, cool. It says, Deke, we both know if Mason's starting, he's throwing 13 touchdowns, 17 picks.
Dang, good. Why y'all going at Mason like that, man? Come on, bro. Mason got the juice, man. Dang. Yeah, and Mason coming. He got big energy. You know why? If I remember correctly, didn't he get dumped? Or he broke up with his little girlfriend too, man. So he got big energy, right? Yeah. That was like a story. I remember that came out. Yeah. So he's single.
He's locked and loaded right now.
He had a picture with Joe Hayden and Ferrier with the big boy sniper rifle.
Picture. Yeah.
All right, come on now. Yeah. Hey, Mason said, I got potent cases on all you. Okay, that's what he said, man.
Hey, watch out for the QB competition, man. Yeah, don't count them out completely.
Let's go. Hey, Q, you better keep your head on the swivel, Q. Mason ain't playing no games. He coming back for all you people. Anybody that's been talking bad about him, we looking for y'all, all right? Be careful.
Tony Daniel. We need to draft a cornerback one. AK versus Chase and Coop. No. Oh, he's talking about Jamar Chase and Amari Cooper.
Yeah, versus Akello. Oh.
Akello did not face off against Chase last year.
Yeah.
He did not.
Nobody wanted to face that dude, man. Ugh.
I'll take my chance. I mean, you see what happens with Ramsey against him in the Super Bowl. It's just
exactly. You say you're taking chances? You taking chances?
I think Akello can contain him. Yeah, I think contain him. But Chase is good. He's very good. I'll admit that.
Jeez. Yeah. Man, you know what? I feel a lot better about this go around with you putting your eggs in the Akello basket than the James Pierre basket. But I remember you saying some of the things about James Pierre, and that was very, very short-lived. I'm just trying to make sure we're not repeating that again. That's all. You know what I mean?
that one was a little bit more of a fun story.
It was a fun story? That's what it was?
It was.
See, I was taking it as gospel. I thought this was what you really meant. You know? So yeah, I just wasn't sure.
I felt like, we hyped him up a lot. He probably exceeded the realistic expectations for him last year.
No, without a doubt. I mean, he still was
actually play, get that amount of snaps.
No, without a doubt, man. And he had moments.
Then he fell flat.
He had moments, but his problem was when you match him up with higher end talent on the outside that have big speed, that's where he's going to get beat. And it just continued to show up. Yeah, I don't like any of our guys versus, Jamar Chase. Versus Amari Cooper, you know what? We might have a chance. I give us a little chance. Versus Jamar Chase, boy, I don't think it's a lot. I don't think it's a lot of corners in this league that's stopping that man or slowing him down. That's just me personally, though. Yeah,
Derek Nelson.
I did have to laugh for a second, man. In the regular chat, man, these people they having a conversation about about Malik Willis, and who they comparing him to. Obviously, we're getting the Michael Vicks, the Marcus Vicks, and all this other stuff. But then they got to talking about his accuracy. And I'm trying to see who oh my goodness, who put this daggone chat in there. But they said Stevie Wonder has more accuracy throwing the ball than Malik Willis. I said, bro, y'all are out of control, man. What is going on? It was Tony Daniel. That's who it was. Stevie Wonder has better accuracy than Malik Willis. I was like, yo, what was going on here? We kind of like his accuracy. I think he holds the ball a little long, too much. But his accuracy,
he makes some really impressive throws.
The issue, yeah. Yep, and then I also saw you were called a fake fan because you're backpedaling on your Pierre take. That was by Ray Martinez. So yeah. He did try to downplay it, right? He was like, nah, man, it was more fun. You ain't say it was fun. You did not say that was fun. You said that's your guy, Pierre Island. Remember that? Island boy and all that good stuff, man. He turned out just like the Island Boys, you know?
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough. I mean, he played really well in the preseason, too. It was between, like, him and Cam. I'm trying to go back to that point last year. It was between him and Cam Sutton. Yeah. Cam Sutton was getting burned in preseason. Pierre was locking some dudes down. We were getting amped, dude.
Yeah. Now, what is your thoughts on this? Tony Daniel also said that Akello is our version of Trevon Diggs, the high-risk, high-reward corner from Dallas. Do you feel that way about Akello? Because that's what he's saying, that he kind of thinks is his comp.
Based off the games that we saw last year, when did Akello get burnt, though? I don't think he...
Charged a little bit. Yeah.
A little bit. But it was, like a drag out. He gave Mike Williams.
I want to say it took to what Minnesota was where he really had the coming out party, because prior to that,
Ravens game. He just didn't catch the pick in the Ravens game.
Yeah, but as a whole, he played a lot. But you got to think, though, as a whole, though, he was times where he wasn't even seeing the field. That's what we were criticizing the 5th round trade that we made for him. So it wasn't always like good with him. It just so happened at the end of the year he started to get the turnovers.
I'm talking about those 5 or 6 games, those last 5 or 6, because there's the argument you can make about the Oakland game whenever Ruggs caught the touchdown, but that was the whole scheme of like Minkah cheated up, Trey Norwood hesitated.
But would you still want him to be a little closer though? That's the other question. Because we did say at the end of the day, you still want him closing in on that. That's all.
Let me just clarify then. Out of the last 5 or 6 games that he played where he was like actually a full-time player, because even in that Raiders game, he was just in a little bit, like where he got basically the cornerback 1 role. It was him, because like Hayden was hurt. I don't know. We kind of considered him cornerback 1, right?
No, we did. Absolutely.
He did. I don't think he got burnt. I literally don't think he got burnt one time.
Okay.
I just remember him playing really well. But what was the initial question? Why did I even say that?
No, because we were just saying, do we? Because Tony Daniel said that Akello is our version of Trevon Diggs, but Trevon, I mean, he gets pick 6s. That's what Akello wasn't doing either. So I see the pros and cons.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He got some picks, but not the game break. Although he almost housed that one against the Vikings. He was close.
I
don't know what he was doing. That was his return was weird. I think he could have actually scored.
I don't know,
he was
man.
Like looking around. I don't know what he was doing.
So he's no Trevon Diggs, what you're telling me. All right. I can work with it.
Yeah, I guess you don't have the ceiling of Trevon Diggs up to this point in there. I mean, you can't say. I mean, did he made an All-Pro last year, right?
Yeah, Trevon was in like
the double digits.
Yeah, he was in the Depot conversation for a while, man. Absolutely.
I know he obviously made the Pro Bowl, but I'm just wondering if they gave him the All-Pro nod because he did start falter a little bit down the stretch, but Akello's not to that point right now. If he does what he did the last 5 games, I don't know if he's going to get the recognition because he doesn't have the biggest name of all time, and I'm sure a lot of people have been out on him because of just him bouncing around throughout his career at this point. So maybe he might not get that recognition, but that's a Pro Bowl type of player.
No, I
agree. He does what he did last year for a full season. I kind of get what he's saying, though. He's just talking highly about Akello. I'm high on him, too. All right, so we got Derek Nelson. I mean, do you want to put your own stake to it, Deke? LOL. Let's think about it. I mean, we got the season. I'm sure this 30-10 will be brought up again. So,
Derek is at your neck.
We'll talk about stakes.
I ain't gonna let you off the hook today, Deke. He is not letting you off the hook, Deke. I'm telling you.
I gotta drop that number down if I'm put on my stake, though. I gotta say that.
Oh, come on, small Deke energy, baby. You backpedaling on Mason. You backpedaling on Pierre. I know my man Haskins still got smoke with you because you told him to his face, as soon as 7 leaves, you're my guy, and you don't even mention him anymore. So I know what's going on. It's all good, bro. It is all good, man.
I would, but it's the Steelers. They made these moves. I mean, if it was just Haskins, Mason, and it always felt like they were just going to go with Mason, right? Man,
I said, "Ooh,
Haskins, forgive me."
And that's on camera. You were right next on. He had just got to Pittsburgh. Think about that. And that was after the Vegas incident. Yeah. He was on camera with you after the Vegas incident. That might have been his first interview on camera.
I think it was. He was waiting for me to ask him about it too.
That's what you did. That's what you did, bro. I can't believe you, man. I cannot believe you, man. Yep. Night Rider 16, you're right. No integrity, Deke. Yep. You ain't got no integrity, man. You ain't doing it the right way,
I hope Haskins forgives me.
Nope.
Yeah, he's probably thinking too, man, I got that one guy that still believes in me, man. You know, he's my motivation right now.
That one dude, he was with the football dude, they was together and he had the camera and everything. Yeah, he said he got my back. Nope. I'm gonna say nope. He let you down, bro. He turned his back on you. He a fake fan.
We got, I think we're at Let's Go UW now. AJ Martinez just giving us some support.
Nah, shout out to you, AJ. We appreciate you, baby.
We got Let's Go UW. It says Cap's offense got figured out quick. He was a one read and run guy in San Fran. He rarely went through all his progressions and was never an elite passer.
Hey, but the offense has not been figured out because we saw Baltimore killing with that exact same offense, and that's the exact same coordinator. So I do not necessarily agree with what you're saying there, man. I think that, for Cap, the situation got a little convoluted. Obviously, when Harbaugh left and how everything was playing out.
He lost a lot of weapons, too.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a lot that went along with that, man. So I can't say that offense got figured out when we're still dealing with the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson running that exact same offense. One read and all. Exact same. It's an issue to deal with when you have an athlete at quarterback like Lamar Jackson or like Colin Kaepernick, how he used to play. So that's my only thing with that. But even with the one read, he still has a cannon of an arm. I mean, we talk about our quarterbacks at times and, is this guy a one read guy? Can he work through his progressions? Not every quarterback does that at extremely high level. Even Malik Willis, at times, he struggles to go through his progressions. And right now, his athletic ability helps him a lot in that vein. But that was part of the reason why Colin Kaepernick was able to thrive at times, because his athletic ability. Trying to get him on the ground, man, he is a nightmare to tackle. I mean, we would always say he reminds us like a big deer, man, just galloping around like that thing, man. Yeah. I mean, shoot, we played him obviously a couple times. And I'm trying to think, last time I played him was that 15? I think it was the 15th season in Pittsburgh. And he still was giving us issues then, man. So, yeah, without a doubt, man, I don't think his offense is figured out just yet.
Yeah. I think that's it for the chats. I mean, we got a couple more?
I didn't see anything. You check real quick. I didn't see anything on my
No, I'm saying for topics, right?
Oh, yeah. We got, I think, two more? Yeah, because we're going to talk, two more. So we got this one right here on potential free agent wide receiver options, just updating this conversation. And then we'll tap into those mock drafts at the end. We had two more fan mock drafts we want to address today also. But,
works for me.
Yeah, in terms of, the wide receiver options, because like I said, man, for us, we know we still need to address this position. And we can do it a couple of ways right now. We can still double up in the draft if we wanted to, taking a guy in the first round or early rounds and then coming back and getting a guy in either the third or that 6th round time frame. Or you go and get a free agent guy on the front end of this thing, or who knows, maybe even get a free agent guy on the back end of the draft. But I do feel like it's going to be some type of combination because just based on what we currently have, we have some holes. I mean, we legit have 2 receivers that we can count on in terms of offensive productivity. We know Gunner's a really good return man, but he doesn't give you much in terms of the receiver position. So right now you're looking at Deontay, you're looking at Chase, and both of those guys, even though were good last year, they have question marks surrounding their games. So, for the sake of conversation, said, man, let's go back and revisit this thing, man. Let's look into this wide receiver market and see, have we changed our mind on any of these players in terms of how we would want to approach this? I know your boy Antonio Brown is still available. Okay? I know this. All right? I know he said that he's waiting until he gets signed to have that ankle surgery that he's been talking about in terms of why he had to leave Tampa and all that other stuff. He's still waiting on it, Deke. I remember you told me he's going to get the surgery, and we believe him. He said now he got to get signed first. So I don't know if you want to throw him in that conversation as well, but I just wanted to make sure you were informed when we're having this discussion, okay?
He's always in the mix, dude. He's a given for me. I'll take AB back. And it seemed like he had a good relationship with Mason. I don't know. Well, we still don't know who's going to be the starter, but we know things were rocky with him. I mean, I want them both back, but that's a whole other story.
And what the man you were saying is last time we saw with him was what he was still considering retirement, so no official move just yet. We do know that Cole Beasley, former teammate of Mitch Trubisky, might I add, he's available. And then obviously we got the higher end name guys, right? Your T.Y. Hiltons, your Julio Jones. Shout out to Chester Rice. I forgot all about him. There you go. All right. Sammy Watkins, another guy that's available. Your boy D-Jax. But what about Andre Roberts? Man, this is a guy that is receiver / return man also. But I say he gives you a little bit of options there. John Ross, still available if you're interested in that type of situation. Yeah, now.
Some speed.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm trying to think who else is a little exciting or intriguing. D.D. Westbrook, obviously with the Minnesota Vikings, he's available. Let me think. Oh, Kenny Stills. What about a guy like him, man? How you feel about Kenny? About to say, because he is out there also, man. Veteran presence. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Here's the guys I have. Stills, maybe. I got Jones, AJ Green. You know what? I'm coming around to Jarvis Landry as long as he doesn't want a lot of money, because I do think he's been overrated for the contracts he's been given. But if we're talking about veteran presence, I think he could let a little spark here. I mean, he did that with the Browns.
No, he absolutely
Whenever
did.
I saw Hard Knocks, he was getting really into it, and I appreciate that. I think he could, I don't know, light a fire under Claypool's ass. He could help out Devonta, so he could be a nice addition if the price is right. I'm not opposed to it. Will Fuller, that's a long shot. Probably not happening. I just think he's a good player. He's always hurt, though. T.Y. Hilton, Cole Beasley. I like Sanders, too. And D.D. Westbrook, and in terms of like a sleeper pick.
Yeah, he's underrated to me, man. I think that he doesn't get talked about in this vein, man. Yeah.
He got hurt. I think just lost out on finding a role with the Vikings as I was doing some research on him, because he was like a nice little
no, he was
600, 700-yard guy for Jacksonville. But then you have Thielen and Jefferson up with the Vikings, and then Osborne just kind of took over that third role. And like their offense is predicated a lot on like Dalvin Cook and running it and play action and stuff like that. So
absolutely. So
I just think D.D. lost out there. So he might be a little sleeper pick, some dude we could put in the slot. So those are my guys that kind of I want.
If I had to rank them, I thought about too, though. Travis Benjamin and Mohammed Sununu. Travis, I feel like he's been around for like 30 years, bro. But he always an elite speed guy. Return man, ball security has been his biggest knock, but the speed is always there. But Mohammed Sanu is another one of those guys where you're talking about, in a Matt Canada offense, a gadget guy that can do some of everything. Mohammed Sanu does kind of fit that void in a sense, and he has legit size. But at times he could be inconsistent. I think of him in Atlanta, he looked really good. Remember when he got traded to New England, we're like, bro, this is the weapon that Brady and them guys needed, but it never really worked out for him up there. But that's one of those guys I'm just like, man, inexpensive, another veteran guy. Could he tap back into some of the stuff that we saw him do in Atlanta,
For those guys, I would assume you're just talking about like vet minimums, right?
No, absolutely. Yeah. I'm not breaking the bank on those. The only guys I think are getting paid out of this conversation, T.Y. Hilton, Julio Jones, potentially AJ Green, depending on how you view him. Odell, he's still available, but we know he's coming off the ACL injury. So that's the big issue with him. No different when we talk about a Jameson Williams. I would much rather go Jameson Williams because I think he'll be back sooner and be a lot cheaper in contrast to Odell. But I don't think a lot of these guys are gonna get significant money outside of vet minimum, or maybe a little bit over vet minimum, but with incentives in their contract. I mean, but what about this name right here? Marquise Goodwin, former Buffalo Bill, former Chicago Bear, He's got that Mr. Trubisky connection all of a sudden. That's all I'm saying, man. And he is a legit speed guy. And we did see him. I mean, it was Joe Hayden. He toasted, but the throw was a little off. Yeah, he toasted my man Joe. And I love Joe, but yeah, I said, goody, get after that man. And, I'm a little biased towards Marquise because that was my young boy from Buffalo. Him and Woods, man. That was my dudes right there. So Marquise is another guy that I could think of in a sense, man.
Yeah. It's just a role guy. That's the thing.
Right, because that's
something
what
like him.
right
if
now,
you
though,
put him in that D.D. Westbrook category, I like their upside a little bit more than like a Kenny Stills and Sanu at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, as long as you're not paying them a lot, it's not going to hurt us.
Yeah.
Just bringing those dudes in the room. The risk reward factor comes in whenever you're starting to talk about Ty, Landry, like how much are you paying those guys versus where you could allocate that elsewhere. But this is a need right now.
Yeah, I don't want to pay any of these guys crazy money, but I feel like if we don't address it front end, then it kind of it kind of forces us in the draft. It forces our hand at 20. It forces our hand to potentially have to take 2 receivers in this draft. And like I said, we could, because guys we talked about earlier, Sky Moore, was like, if you look at him, a Christian Watson, or if you wanted to go in that first round, go a Chris Olave type, or a Chris Olave, Jameson Williams at 20, you have that luxury as well. But I just think that if you can sign a receiver on the front end of the draft, it really opens you up so much more, because right now I feel like we're kind of boxed in to either having to go strong safety or having to go wide receiver right now in those first 2 rounds, solely because those are the biggest position of need. I think that safety is a little bit more of a need than receiver, because at least you have Deontay and Claypool, but we still know we need a third receiver. And we still know we might need a legitimate number 1 receiver. And right now we don't really have that. And at the safety position, obviously you just have Minkah, and it's kind of an open spot next to him, and that's not what you really want right now. But I would just like for us to at least get one of those positions taken care of prior to the draft, to just take a little bit more pressure off us. Right now, I think that we are going to be forced to go with those 2 positions back to back without even having the luxury of best player available, or if a guy drops down or something like that.
Yeah, and if we don't, it makes it obvious who we got to sign after the draft.
Yeah, and that means that we're gonna have to overpay for those guys.
Well, it wouldn't be terrible at receiver, at least, if all these guys are still available.
Yeah.
But safety, for us, it's between 2 guys. It's between Edmonds and Matthews. So that makes it a little bit harder for us there. Receiver might not be as bad if these guys
otherwise
don't
you would
sign.
have to consider Landon Collins. He becomes in that mix, but he's going to cost a little bit more. We talk about Keanu Neal. Got your question marks around him, but both of those guys could potentially, their price goes up for those teams. Like I said, the same way we talked about Tyrann Mathieu, when it was like, hey man, if they don't draft these guys, then your value goes up even more, because teams are going to need your type of skill. So with that, man, I just think of Landon Collins in that same conversation, man. I think for me, man, that Evans is probably going to be the cheapest of all of those guys in reality.
And is, in my opinion, a better fit than Collins, at least at this point in their careers.
I would agree, because he has the range. That's the difference between him and Collins. Collins, I think, is a more physical player, but he's not as rangy sideline to sideline as Edmonds. Edmonds is an elite athlete, and we know where his limitations lie. But as a whole, I think the comfort that he has in this system, his ability to play off of Minkah, I just think that he fits what we want. And cost-wise, he would definitely be the better option with that.
Yeah. The difference is between the safety and receiver. We're talking about wide receiver 3.
Right, versus starting
luxury type of
safety
pick where it's, do we want a veteran? Do we want a rookie guy? Where it's like, it's a starting safety.
Yeah.
As much as we do need to fill this receiver spot, I think there is, I guess the timeline's different for each of those positions, how we got to address them, because I think we got a lot of dudes here in terms of receivers. I could see Julio Jones fitting. I could see Jarvis Landry fitting. I could see T.Y. Hilton fitting. Cole Beasley,
bro. I think because a specific
in multiple ways. Any one of those guys can fit.
Shoot, like I said, even a Marquise Goodwin, man, putting him in that slot, that's crazy speed in there, man. Like, I just think of what are we missing and what could we do to improve that, along with opening up the door for us when we get to the draft to be able to just say, you know what, whoever falls to us, we're taking them. We feel great about this pick, instead of us feeling like, hey, granted, this guy was on the board and we think he's a better player, but we had to pick this guy right here because we needed to address this position. I just don't want us to do that,
Your top pick right now, if you had to make a decision.
Draft or free agency?
Free agency. Out of these receivers. Include the cap hit too, because everyone can just say, I want Julio, but consider you're probably going to have to pay him a little bit more.
For me, honestly,
you were just talking about Beasley.
No, I was going to say I'm looking Cole Beasley, I'm looking at Marquise Goodwin, and I'm looking at Kenny Stills. I think all 3 of those guys in some way, shape, or form are cost efficient. I think that all three of those guys address something in the sense of veteran presence because none of those guys are young. They've all been in the league for a while. They've all had success at varying levels and with different organizations. So I do like that. I think Cole Beasley is the more consistent player out the slot, but I love Marquise Goodwin in terms of his big speed and how he can threaten the defense. And we saw that literally last year, what he did to us. Granted, the throw just didn't connect, but it was like, yo, you know what that could do. That's different. We don't have that element right now. And with Kenny Stills, I just think that Kenny is a really good receiver. I think he will be a leader in that room. And he's a guy that at this stage in his career, he's not going to be going crazy trying to get a ton of money. He's trying to find a spot where he can fit and where he can compete and he can ultimately win. And in Pittsburgh, you can sell him on that. So that's why for me, I lean with those three guys because I do think they're the most cost efficient. And you might low-key be able to do a 2-for-1 type situation. Whereas if I'm talking to T.Y. Hilton, or Julio, or AJ, I'm not getting multiple guys with that. All that money is going to one of those guys. But as we said earlier, the injury risk with those guys are a lot higher. So you could be sitting here paying a guy $7-8 million, and he's only giving you 4 or 5 games. I don't really want to do that.
My top 4, I got to go with the big names. It's probably Julio, Green, Landry at the right price. I mean, if that is over double digits, hell no. And then I like Beasley too.
But you think
speed guy in the slot.
But what you think Jarvis is going to go for? Like he's going to be.
Dude, I'm
range.
seeing reports he wants the same amount. I mean, that's just too much.
Right, and that's my thing. I'm like, yeah, it sounds good in theory, but I don't want to pay that for Jarvis.
I think he still views himself that way. And I don't blame him, but. Like I said, that contract that he got was a little bit too much for him.
I don't want none of that. No, not at all.
I think he's a good player, though. I mean, you talk about veteran presence and the upside of those guys. That's kind of what I like and what they could bring to the table. They may have to cost a little bit more, but if we go Cole Beasley, then that may not be the case. That might be a little deal for like $4 million.
That's what I
think it could be a good one too.
With the three I named, I feel like they're super cost efficient. And is way less risk because a lot of those guys that we've named, like I just think that they're going to be available to you and cheaper. Whereas Jarvis, I like his game a lot. We know he was dealing with some injuries and stuff like that, but he's not a burner. And that's my other thing. It's like, man, if I'm paying him what he's trying to get paid, I need a lot more than that.
I feel like, and the reason this whole receiver thing, and when I mentioned it earlier, is like we could go with any of these guys, and they're all different wide receiver archetypes and prototypes, and they could fit, is because in the draft, we could just draft the opposite.
Yeah,
so if we go with Landry, we could just draft Williams. If we go with like a tall guy like AJ Green or Julio, like, all right, we're not going to, if London fell to us, let's not take London. Let's maybe focus on a speed guy like Sky Moore in the second round.
Right.
Go the opposite. So we got options with it. I would just like to see a move at some point here. I mean, even if it is after the draft, that's fine, as long as these guys don't get signed.
Right.
And it doesn't really seem like the NFL is too eager. I'm just talking around the league to be signing anyone right now for some reason. Like free agency's dead.
Yeah. Now, what do you think, man? I keep seeing people say, hey, man, why don't we trade for DK? I personally don't want to give up what it would cost to trade for a DK Metcalf. That's just my stance. But I know you typically, you don't care about draft picks like that. I know you were going to bet the farm for AJ Green 3 years ago. So yeah. You tell me your thoughts on that, man.
What would it cost? DeVante just went for what? He went for a first.
Yeah, but they also had to do the deal with him too, though.
They had to pay him the contract. Yeah. So yeah, if you're trading for DK, you're gonna have to give him the money. We got 2 guys already on the roster that we're gonna be having to give money if we want to keep them within the next couple years. How do we feel about DK versus either one of those receivers? Because if we trade for him, we could probably pull it off just for this year where we have those 3,
right? Which
would be kind of sick.
I mean, are you asking me who I think is a better receiver between DK Metcalf, Chase Claypool, and Deontay Johnson?
Oh, no, he's definitely better. I'm just wondering about contracts
man.
And stuff. He's definitely better.
I think he's going to cost the most when it's time to pay up.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Is that worth it?
Is his play consistent enough, though? That's the other question.
No, he has some drops.
Yeah, he definitely has had drops.
His second year, he was awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
But he's also accustomed to having a Russ Wilson at quarterback, and, even though you trying to tell me it's 30 and 10 and all this other stuff, we ain't got Russ. You feel me? We ain't got Russ at quarterback, baby.
He's probably looking for that extension right now then.
Yeah.
Going into this 4th year.
That's a possibility.
That's why
man.
he wants to get traded.
Yeah.
That's what I would assume, at least. Wow. Yeah, I would like to trade for DK. What does it cost? If it's just the first rounder, sure.
That's pricey, bro.
But then you're going to have to pay him because like it goes back to what you said a couple podcasts ago. You like the strategy of just going first round receiver. You don't got to pay him for 3-4 years, and you can get pretty damn good production, as we're seeing with some of these rookie receivers.
Yes,
Jamar Chase, probably a top 3 to 5 receiver. I mean, I think maybe top 5 is a little disservice to him. He's probably a top 3 receiver in the league.
Yes.
Bengals have him under a rookie contract for at least, I would say they probably got him for this year.
They
next
give him
year.
3 years. Yeah, 3 years total before they pay
3 years, because then he'll be looking for the extension, and rightfully so. But yeah, 3 years under a rookie deal is different than, all right, we're trading a pick for DK Metcalf. Right. Now we got to pay him, what, $25 million? Mm-hmm. Whereas, can we just draft a dude in the first round and get most of that at least?
And how long would it take for him to be upset with our quarterback play potentially when he's accustomed to Russell Wilson? Russ is a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback. Russ is a proven franchise quarterback, Super Bowl champion. Our cupboard is not filled with that right now anymore. So that's another thing I think of in the sense of like, man, you know, he could get disgruntled with that situation and in a hurry. And depending on how he views our offensive coordinator and how that goes, I just see a lot more negative brewing there than positive. But when you put that money in there as well, it's just like, man, I don't want to have to deal with that situation on top of the money as well.
So long term, you would be thinking if you made that trade, it's DK and DeVante. You'd get rid of Claypool.
I feel like you have to, even though I would much.
I think that's what it would be.
Even though I like DeVante as a player more than Chase, and I think that DeVante and Chase are. I mean, not. I think that DK and Chase are very similar in their games. I just think that DK is a better version of it. That'd be expensive though, man.
It would be. You got to pay someone.
Though. Yeah, that'd be expensive. That's the only issue. So DeVante would have to let walk.
Oh no, you don't think it would be Chase? What if you gave DeVante his little 15 and then you got DK? I mean, that is a lot to the receiver room right there.
Like, just hear what you just said, man. If DeVante is getting 15, DK gonna be getting about 20, man.
Well, we're probably letting both DeVante and Claypool walk then. It's DK, and then we're drafting some young dudes. That's what I'm saying. Like,
bro, that's a lot of money in that room, man. I don't see it working out like that.
Yeah. Probably not a realistic move that we're making right now.
Yeah. As much as I'm a fan of DK and his diet, I don't see it working out for us, man.
Yeah, would you just trade Claypool for him straight up?
Yeah, but I don't think
they would maybe do that because they wouldn't have to pay Claypool. Yeah, hear me out. They wouldn't have to pay Claypool immediately, and at least they're getting like a proven player. Like it could be like Claypool in a fourth or a third round.
I was about to say because we got to give up. We would have to give up something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that I can see them saying, "Let me get chasing like a second round."
Would you do that?
Chasing a second rounder for DK?
Let's say third. Let's go between second and fourth. I think you do that.
Does that make you a fake fan?
No, I think you do that move.
Am I a fake fan if I agree and I say, hey, you know what? I'll drive him to the airport. Does that make me a fake fan too? Oh, man.
All right, well, hey, with this, though, we got to pay DK then. How do you feel about paying DK 20 plus?
Yeah, see, I don't love that. I don't like that as much. Yeah, I'm not feeling that.
So we stick with what we got right now?
I'm personally cool with what we have. I hang my hat on Chase developing even more. I hang my hat on DeVante developing even more. And whoever we draft, I think they come in and give us a lot more freedom and leverage as it pertains to negotiating with DeVante going forward. That's kind of how I think of it, man. But yeah, I'm cool. I mean, if you talk about Chase on the third, you know what I'm saying? But what you said, we got to sign DK after. That's the part. That's the kicker in this whole thing. If you didn't have to pay him more, then yeah, without a doubt, chasing a draft pick for DK makes perfect sense. When you're talking about the money that you're going to have to pay DK on top of that, that's where I'm just like, I don't want to do all that when I can draft one of these rookies in a loaded wide receiver class and be fine.
Yeah. Yep. Is that all we got for receivers?
I believe so. All right. So before we go to the next topic, you'll get some of these supers I think that just popped in. But also, ladies and gentlemen, for the new people that have just joined in this stream, make sure you're hitting that like button as well. I feel like we're supposed to say that. That's what you say on YouTube. Hit the like button. See, hit the like button, man, for the culture and for the algorithm and for Deke's stash. Yeah.
Well, we just hit on this. Nick Wise says thoughts on DK hitting the market.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Dylan Goodson. What up, Moats and Deke? Hyped to catch a live show.
Man, we are glad that you're here, baby.
How would you feel about drafting Olave round 1 and Kenneth Walker in round 2 to be the lightning to Najee's thunder?
Yeah. No,
Kenneth Walker getting round 2 buzz. Yeah, I guess he is.
Yeah, I've seen him second, third round. I like both of those dudes, honestly, though. Chris Olave, I'm all for him being a first-round draft pick for the Steelers. You talk about the speed, the productivity. For me, man, when I think of him versus me waiting to draft the Sky Moore potentially in the second round, I would go Olave just because if both guys are elitely productive, both of those guys test off the charts. Difference is one guy did it against a lot higher end competition in terms of Chris Olave. So for me, I'm all good with that. And then Kenneth Walker, I mean, yeah, that's the need that we have is that number 2 running back. Now, the question is, where do you value taking that backup running back? Because to me, in the second round, as much as I think Kenneth is going to be productive, I don't think he's going to play enough behind Najee to warrant that second round for us. Whereas I think we could go in a different position where it would help the impact. And we may, go and get a running back in the third or even in the 6th round and still kind of make do with it because we're only looking for this running back to play about 30% of those snaps max. We want Najee out there. We want Najee. We're running the offense through Najee. So even when we're talking about some of the free agent running backs that were available to us, it's like, yeah, you don't have to break the bank on any of those guys because we're not looking for them to come in here and touch the ball that much. We want them to solely be the complement. When you see Najee get tired, you go out there, but give us productivity so that way Najee doesn't feel like he can't come off the field. Because even though 400 touches, it looked good, it sounded good, we know the track record on running backs that get 400 touches. The more they do that shelf life, that's all, okay?
Yeah. I think we're all caught up in the chats then.
No doubt,
It was just those two.
I like it. All right, so we should be coming up to the final part. We are. All right. So, ladies and gents, we continue to do this. Y'all continue to send in the material. We said that we want to keep the fan mock drafts going, man. So we have 2 that we will be reacting to today from, the crew. And the first one is from, I believe his name is Joe Jinko. Shout out to Joe Jinko. And this is what his is looking like. So in the first round, he went with Jordan Davis, 20th overall selection, the interior D lineman out of Georgia. Second round, he went with Jalen Petrie, the corner out of Baylor. Third round, went with Khalil Shakir, wide receiver from Boise State. Fourth round, DeMarco Jackson. Man, you playing GTA over there, man? Don't get arrested, bro. Dog, man. You straight? I do hear that. You good, Deke? I see your stars coming up at the top of your screen, man.
It's
you made me nervous, bro.
It's not getting closer. It's going further away, so we're good. The sound's not coming close to the house.
You had me nervous. I was like, Deke, man, are you good? Is everything okay? If there is any turmoil down there, you don't have to stay on the stream. Your safety matters, bro. Deke was committed. He wasn't even budging. Oh, yeah, man. No worries. It's a shootout around the corner, man. But we're going to get this takeoff, okay? I got a take for you. Did I tell you about 7? Thank you. All right. But in the 4th round, he went with DeMarco Jackson. Then in the 6th round, he went with the safety out of Baylor, JT Woods, who I actually do like a lot. Wide receiver in the 7th round, Dontario Drummond. And then to finish up the 7th round, he went with Jack Jones. My initial reaction to this, I liked it. I thought Joe did a good job. I like the Jordan Davis pick. As we talked about with Jordan, he fits a couple of things for us, man. When you're talking about getting younger in the interior part of the D-line, when you talk about big, productive player, a guy that solidifies your run defense, but also a guy that tested off the charts in the sense of his athletic ability. So now you might be able to play him in some third down sub package ball scenarios. I like that a lot. Going cornerback in the 2nd round, Jalen Petrie. I mean, granted, he's a slot corner, but he's a productive guy. You know what I mean? He tracks the ball. He's not afraid to be physical. I think he's an overall smart player as well. So I don't fault that. Khalil Shakir. To me, man, I ain't gonna lie. Watching him, he was reminding me a little bit of Sky Moore. I'm not gonna lie. The more I was watching, I'm like, yo, he did some cool things, man. I thought that his hands looked really good as well, man. Some of the catches I saw him make, thought that he was an overall good player. Yeah, I know I like DeMarco Jackson. I've been talking about him since the Senior Bowl. Like his game a lot, man. Physical inside backer, man. Plays with good burst, good twitchiness. JT Woods, though, man, this dude is a ball hawking safety. Holy cow, man. He gets the rock. Long dude, man. Long stride guy. I wonder about his change of direction in terms of at the NFL level. I could see that being a little bit of an issue for him, but worst case, he gives you special teams value, and he also gives you another person to compete with Trey Norwood as well as that backup safety. Dontario, he's another guy. I was watching him, and I'm like, bro, I kind of got Juju vibes watching him in the sense of how his run after the catches and stuff like that. Big body receiver from what I was seeing on tape, but good player as a whole, man. I definitely like that. And then Jack Jones, just a scrappy, competitive corner, man. Goes after that rock as well, man. So I definitely liked him, man. As a whole, I thought that Joe, he handled his business with this mock draft right here. But man, what say you? What was your thoughts on my man Joe? In his mock draft, Joe G, go.
This one's interesting. I like it. With Petrie, there were talks about him being a safety. Do you see that being the case with us, or you think it's more slot? Because if it's slot, it feels like a waste of a pick.
But no, think about this, man. A lot of those dudes, when we talk about them as safeties, they all have that ability, or some of them have that ability to play the slot as well. Sean Davis is a prime example. Sean Davis was drafted to play safety here, but because of injuries, he played slot his first year. And then he bounced back to safety. And then he kind of bounced around some more. So don't look at it as like a negative. He's only a slot. Yes, he could play safety as well. And I think he would be fine there also. But to me, when I just watch him, I'm like, I just think that he was more comfortable playing some of the slot stuff. But not saying that he still can't be.
Oh, he was close to the line of scrimmage. I remember we broke him down. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I'm like, granted, I don't think like where he was located at, that didn't remind me of like a box safety. It looked more like a slot corner in terms of where his alignments were. That's the only reason why I'm referring to him like that. But I do think that he can be a safety and still be fine. I just don't know in terms of, are you putting him in the middle of the field? I don't want him there per se. But if you're playing him as the strong guy, I think you still get away with it because he's still going to have similar alignments to that slot position anyways in terms of being down in that box, down by the line of scrimmage and stuff.
Yeah, and then you just have Minka play single high, which is what we like Minka to do, obviously.
Absolutely.
He's pretty damn good at that. So, all right, with this one, I'm assuming he's thinking we don't sign a safety. Mm-hmm. Is it like Petrie would be our starting safety, you're basically saying?
Yeah.
Him and Minka as a combo.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. All right, then I like this one more because that fits a need, especially if we don't re-sign Matthew or Edmonds. Yeah. That's what I'm assuming he's thinking if you're going to take him in the second round. Because if we re-sign Matthew and Edmonds, how do we feel about it then? Cam Sutton, Akello.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
And obviously by Wallace too. Like I feel like our corners are kind of set.
But right now we don't have that guy signed. That is the other part.
So I like this if we don't. Like do you view him then as like long-term safety for us, Petrie? Or is it like a versatile thing where maybe we pick up a dude in the next year or two?
I like him more for his versatility. I like him more for the versatility than me saying he's a solidified, surefire safety. Could he develop into that? Sure. But right now, I don't look at him like that. I think that he gives you positional flexibility. I think he's a really good player. But I'm not sold that he comes in and you don't have to worry about that safety position going forward.
Yeah. Jordan Davis, obviously a good pick. I took him with my mock draft. We're going to need a receiver in the top 3 rounds. Taking Shakur, he's a nice receiver. I don't know who else was on the board. Maybe I would have taken someone else, but that's fine. DeMarco Jackson, little depth linebacker. And then, whenever we're looking at those last 3 picks, it's just like, who can we add for some depth? Like you said about JT Woods, I don't know anything about him, but like if he's
dude
that much of a ball hawk that you're talking about, we saw what happened whenever we picked Trey Norwood. Like who knows with some of these dudes? Like if they have the talent and they fit into our system, you get them under Tomlin and whatnot. Who knows what type of impact they have? Like Trey Norwood was a huge pick for us last year in the 7th round. Like no one was expecting to do anything. He contributed a little bit, and that was like house money for us last year. So that's how it is with any of these dudes late. So I like this. I like this board.
Yeah, man. I thought this was a good one right here, man. Joe definitely did his thing right here, man. I definitely like that. And like I said, for me, Jack Jones at the end of it, like, dude is a scrappy man-to-man corner dude. Like, you watch him, man, he is not afraid. Like, I like his game, man. And I also like the fact that at Arizona State, you think of the staff that he was playing under with Herm Edwards, with was it Marvin Lewis, Antonio Pierce. Like, it's a lot of NFL caliber guys coaching, these players. So they're getting used to how to watch them. They're getting used to, what that feels like and what that looks like, which way, you know, or in terms of how you watch that tape. They're kind of getting a head start with that because of the coaching that they're getting right now. So I do like that also about Jack. You know, it's just a little added bonus with him. So, Joe, I think you did good with your mock draft. Yes, indeed. You want to give him a grade on this?
B+.
B+. All right.
What you giving him? I'm either thinking B+ or A-. I might be a little harsh with that B+, but I'm sticking with it.
I know. Low key, man. I like this a lot. I will give him an A. I'm not a tough judge.
Oh, a solid A.
I give him a solid A because I in my school system we didn't do A+, B- and all that. It was A, B, C, D. Ooh, because what's the difference between a B+ and an A-?
What's the difference between a B+, A-?
Yeah, what's the difference?
Oh, it's on the grade point scale.
Right, but it was different.
No, I'm telling you, it was weighted different. It was weighted different like that. Yeah, I'm telling you.
No, because like
it would affect your GPA.
My children, they're in a school system where they get A+, B-, and I'm just kind of like, what are we doing? Either it was an A or it was a B. I don't need this in between. It's like that gray area. Hey, I don't want to say that you were all the way good at A, so you know what? I'll give you a B+. Wait, no. B+ sounds too sorry. I give it A-. It's like, no, bro. It's either an A or it was a B. Okay? So that's why for me, I just say A.
I get it. There's the pros and the cons.
Shout out to Some Swag Game. He's saying A- is a 91%, B+ is the 89%. So what's that 2% in between then? What was that? A-, minus,
I got him at an 89.
Like how that work? You know? What
I got him at an 89.
What if he was at a 90? What does that mean?
You know what? In grade school, for me, B+ went up to a 92, actually. I think it changed whenever I went to high school, but it was crazy.
Yeah,
B+ was a 92.
For me, it was this simple. An A was a 94 or higher. A B was 87 to 93. A C was 86 to 74.
Oh, that's harsh for
a C. 86 to 74. Yeah, 86 to 74 was a C. And then
that's a solid B for me.
Yeah, then a D was 73 to 67. 73 to 68. 67 and below was an F. Yeah, that's like how our grade system was, man.
Okay, so I could see how there's the disconnect between our grades then. Because whenever I say B- or B+, I'm sorry, I'm thinking 89, 90-ish. That's what I'm thinking. But we're probably thinking the same thing.
That was a B for me, man. Yeah.
Okay. That's where the disconnect is, though.
For sure.
So we should just do that, like numbers. We should just say, like, where do you have it out of 100?
That'd be better. Yeah. Because I was over here like, man, I don't know how you do
I'd give him an 89.
Man. Yeah.
I give him an 89 for this one.
For sure. All righty then. So the last one we will react to is from the homie Malachi Espitia. I'm killing your last name. Espitia. I'm going to just say Malachi. Malachi E. You know Malachi E. That's the homie, all right? Now, Malachi E. also said he went Jordan Davis with round 1. Then he went Desmond Ridder, quarterback out of Cincinnati in the 2nd round. Goes John Mechie the 3rd, or Michi, however you want to pronounce that thing, in the 3rd round, wide receiver out of Alabama. Love this in the 4th, Jelani Woods, the tight end out of UVA. Then in the 6th round, he went with Luke Tenuta, left tackle out of Virginia Tech. 7th round, went with the inside linebacker from Texas A&M, Aaron Hansford. And then in the final pick of the 7th round, went with the transfer to Utah, TJ Pledger. Little running back action. I like this. I don't love it. To me, I think it's the Desmond Ridder. I like Desmond, though. I just don't like him in the 2nd. I'm kind of cool on him in that vein. Because Jordan Davis, like I said, in the 1st round, I think that's dope. I love the John Mechie pickup in the 3rd round. I mean, John is still he's a day-going, like, super good receiver, man. And I think he's definitely going to help your team out. Yeah, I think he's definitely going to be like that guy. He's going to help your team out. Love Jelani Woods. I mean, the size, the athletic ability, the productivity is there. I think that he's definitely going to create some mismatches for some teams. And then even on the back end of this thing, like Luke isn't a great player, but I think he's a good player. I think that he does give you some positional flexibility in terms of just adding to that tackle room, because right now we don't have a lot of depth behind our guys, so a guy like Luke could potentially help you out. Now, he does struggle with the speed rush, and that's one of the reasons why he's not talked about going higher, because guys that can't block speed rushes in the NFL, They become extra linemen. They become swing tackles. That's just how you do those guys because speed gets you killed out there, man. So you got to worry about that. But Aaron Hansford, like him, off-ball linebacker, speedy, downhill guy. Definitely like his game. But, I'm a TJ Pledger guy. Definitely like his game a lot. So, I do think that Malachi did well with this. Like I said, my biggest thing is just I'm not feeling the Desmond Ridder in the second round like that. And Desmond is a good player. He's good, but I don't want him in the second. I don't think we need to go right there with him, man.
I'm 100% with you. I like the Mechie pick in the third. That's probably value because people were talking about him in the second round. So to get him in the third, that's pretty nice. And hell, if he didn't have the ACL injury, maybe he would be going in the first because that's how good seriously. Him and Jameson Williams were at Alabama.
Absolutely. They just both got hurt. That was it.
So I think that's a nice pick in the third.
Yeah.
Round one, obviously Jordan Davis. I mean, that's a steady pick for a lot of these mock drafts, and I'm included in that. So you're never going to get me complaining about him being taken there up to this point. It's Ridder, man. Like, if it's not Malik Willis, I don't want to take a quarterback early. That's kind of where I'm at. I don't even really want Malik Willis like that bad with Trubisky. But if we were to take one, whatever, Malik Willis would be my guy. Tight end, Jelani Woods could be like that second guy for us, give us a little 1-2 punch with Freiermuth. And then again, just like the other mock drafts, whenever you get to these last couple picks, we just got some depth. You're taking flyers. But yeah, for me, it's Ridder, and that's probably why I'm not going to grade this one as high as I did the last one. Oh, man. I can't go. I can't take it down to C off one pick, right? I can't do that, right? That's hard.
He said what?
Someone took Pickett. See, did I give the one dude that took Pickett a more benefit of the doubt because it was a pick guy?
It's probably so.
Probably. But I don't think I graded that one too highly, though, either. Because then we get people in the comments like, oh, dude, man, what's up with that?
Yeah, it was kind of weak.
Yeah, I think I gave a bad grade to a couple of the people that have taken quarterbacks. I don't think anyone sent one in with Malik Willis yet. Wow, do I go C? Would you say your C's were?
Are we doing a C for me was
you said 86, right?
Yeah, no. 84. No, it was 85 because the 86 was no. 84 and below. 84 to 74. 84 to 74 was a C. Yeah. Because the 85 was our 81. Last level of B that we could get.
I'll give him an 81.
You give him 81? All right, okay.
I'll give him an 81.
I can respect the 81.
Because Ridder might not be bad. You know what?
No.
He might not be bad, but still, it's just not the value pick I'm looking for outside of Malik Willis. I don't really want a quarterback.
Unfortunately, I agree with you. I do love everything else about this draft, though.
Right. Yeah, he did pretty well on all the positions outside of him.
It's literally just Ridder. That's the hang up for me.
He might be considered good value overall, not for us as Steelers, but overall in the second round. If he drops to the second, like people will probably be praising that pick.
And at 52, so that's not even early second. That's towards the back end of the second round as well. You know what? I will give him an 83. An 83 because I do.
I'm a harsh grader today.
Yeah, man. You got the Catholic grading system, or you private school with your grades, man. Give me some public school energy, okay? I'm a public school grader. I might give you 84, 85 now that I think about it, man. Because I really like the Jelani Woods pickup, man. I think that him as the tight end, man, in the fourth round, I just think that, man, he's going to be able to do some things, man, especially as a tight end 2 role. I think that he can definitely help your team out. John Mechie, though, bro, it's like, man, you know how talented he is when he is healthy. And the only reason he's available to you in the third is because he was hurt. That's it. So it's like, man, with him, I like that a lot. And anytime you draft a defender, a linebacker, I like that as well. And you go Jordan Davis. So you're telling me defense matters. That's the way to my heart. Defense. Okay? So yeah, I'm gonna go 84. 84 is my final for him, man. I'm gonna roll with that, man.
Yeah. Overall. Yeah. Always fun to grade the mocks.
No, absolutely,
Appreciate everyone sending them in.
Absolutely, man. Keep sending them in, man. Moatswinners@gmail.com. Moats, my last name. Winners, because y'all are all winners. @gmail.com, man. Keep sending them in. We'll keep reacting to your mock drafts along with some of the topics and players that y'all want broken down. We got to get back on that as well, man. It's just, we had a lot going on lately. But it's been a good day going time nonetheless.
One super chat, I think.
Absolutely. That's what it's looking
That's
like.
the Dark Knight.
That is perfect. Let's get it.
Your boy Pony says Aditi says a big deal is coming for Minka in the coming days, making him the highest paid safety. Maybe that's why we haven't signed a strong safety just yet. Okay, so basically the opposite of what we just said, right? Because we were like, oh, they might wait on Minka. But if it comes in the next couple days, maybe that opens up the door for Honey Badger.
Yeah, well, and the only reason we said that is because that's what Kevin Colbert said.
He did say that earlier, right? Like Kevin a month ago or something, a couple weeks ago.
Definitely said that because he was asked about Deontay Johnson's extension, and that was what he said. So, I mean, we'll see how that thing works out, man. But, I mean, the sooner you get him taken care of, the better. I'm down for that. Absolutely, I'm down for that, man. Whew.
I think that's it, man.
Yeah, I guess so then. Shoot.
I'm not seeing any more super chats.
Well, I did see one just regular chat right here, some swag game, and he said, asking about the championship game tonight. How you feeling? UNC, Kansas, Rock Chalk Jayhawk versus the Tar Heels. Go Heels. How you feeling, man? You gotta, where you leaning with that tonight?
I will just go Kansas. Because actually, I picked them, right? Whenever we did the Final Four picks. I just said they're the most neutral team.
Yeah. You said Kansas
Nova,
UNC,
I can't
man.
stand
you
them.
were clean, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, Nova being from Philly, and I'll never forget what Scotty Reynolds did to us in the Elite Eight, like,
Scotty
15
Reynolds,
years ago?
I forgot all about him. Yeah, he was
that was devastating. That was our best Pitt team of all time.
Yeah, he was nice.
And then, UNC, ACC, kind of like rivalry. I don't really want to see them do well. So, yeah, we'll go with Kansas.
Okay. I like that. Yeah, for me, man, UNC beat Duke. I'm a Duke guy. My backup team, though, that me and my little brother used to always love watching is Kansas because we were big Nick Collison, Sharon Collins, during that time frame. We used to watch, seeing the Kansas Jayhawks. In fact, I think my little brother, he still watches them like that. Duke is my main team, though. But then it's definitely Kansas. I rock with them. So I'm going to go Kansas because UNC beat Duke. So, I can't like them. And besides, my dad, if UNC wins, my dad going to be calling my phone talking spicy. I don't got time for that today, okay? I don't got time for that. So, because he's all Hills. He loves them. That's his squad. It's cool. I just don't rock with him like that. So, yeah, we need Kansas to get it done tonight, man.
Understood.
I like it then, man. I like it. So shoot, man. Looks like we are all good, all copacetic, man. So we will wrap this thing up. So, man, we appreciate each and every one of y'all, man, tuning in with us today. Everybody that participated in the Supers as well, man. We greatly appreciate y'all support. Enjoy the rest of y'all day, man. Wherever y'all at. Hopefully y'all are enjoying your galaxy surfing, your researching and all that good stuff. And until next time, baby.
Peace.